Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number 273, baby. Fueled by First Form.
Yoink!
Dude, this is bright and early today, just so that people know. I mean...
No, it's the afternoon.
No, it's...
No, it's the afternoon.
Very early. It's very cold.
It's the afternoon.
And it's going to take me a little while to get into things.
Man, get up then, dude. Like, I've been up for 3 hours. It's freezing cold in St. Louis, man. And, like, just... If we had to work outside in this temperature, it would be the most brutal thing ever. It's brutal.
Some people do it.
Even walking in here, it's freezing in here, and I'm bitching. Imagine having to do construction or waiting on concrete. I don't think you would
I think
have
they're
any
probably
concrete.
Off today.
What if you're up in Saskatchewan and you got to get up and take care of the horses and go check the line, go check your fence, make sure nothing got in, got out.
I know.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
But they're used to it. I don't know if they're built differently. Like, do you think if you're raised in that environment, like your blood, your skin is conditioned to handle it better?
Yes. Yep. Just like the heat too.
Really?
Just like the desert people too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like down in Mexico or something like that?
No, like in the desert. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
the Sierra.
actually, in the desert right now, it's been snowing a lot in Arizona. Check the weather. Check your weather map.
Northern desert, baby. That's up in the mountains.
No. In southern Arizona, not southern, like Phoenix area.
Oh, really? It's snowing down
the
there.
Valley actually it was snowing. I had a friend who went to a golf outing out there, and he said it snowed the whole time.
Freezing.
Yeah,
it's freezing.
Oh my God! So it's gonna take me a little while to get
up,
this
man.
show
Let's go,
today.
dude.
Why didn't you bring me breakfast, dude? This guy brings breakfast for everyone.
I
else.
brought in McDonald's. I was like, I got here early, like I always do, and I'm like, damn. I'm fucking hungry still. So I went by McDonald's, and I'm like, I'm going to get Andy something. So I got 3 biscuits and egg, whatever the hell it is, and I got 3 hash browns and a coffee. And I walk in here, and I'm like, Andy doesn't eat this. So I gave it to Maddie.
I would have saved it till noon.
What would you want me to get you? Would I have to go somewhere and like mix a bunch of different greens together?
Some salads.
And stuff like that?
No, I would have eaten the hash browns maybe. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time. In fact, I was talking about it with some other parents the other day. I don't think my kids have ever. Actually, another dad took Ty home from hockey one time, and they had McDonald's, and that's all he talked about for like 2 weeks, dude.
It's addicting.
It's like crack cocaine for kids.
It is.
The Chick-fil-A, the Lion's Choice, we'll do some of that occasionally.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
But the soda shit, I wouldn't even
you were like high on Coke the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Soda, that is.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, this guy. This guy.
Wait, when was that?
He's pounding Coke.
Sodas, man.
In here.
They're left over from the Christmas party we had.
Oh my God, he's high on soda. He's soda high.
Bam! I get my mind right.
I got seltzer drunk yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a couple.
We hunkered down. Kate made lasagna. We just cooked food all day, made Bloody Marys, watched football, chilled out.
Did you leave the house?
No.
How's your water doing?
Water's good.
I was worried about your pipes freezing.
No, we know what to do with it.
Because the old lady that lived there before, I don't know if she really conditioned the pipes.
No, she has everything documented on her, all that. But no, you always have to worry. One side of our house gets rocked with wind, and like that shower doesn't work. So we kind of keep it dripping a little bit.
Why?
Because it just gets
that big. It's frozen?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't work in the summer either?
No, it's frozen.
Well, what about in the summer?
Yeah, it works.
Because
it's not frozen.
Yeah, okay.
So in the summertime, it doesn't freeze.
So I used to have some properties, Cam, and I was a landlord, if you remember. I've told you before that I managed properties. And in one of them, the pipes would always freeze. All the time.
Explode?
Well, so I would always tell my tenants, make sure the water's dripping. That's 100% freeze-proof.
Yeah.
If you leave the water dripping, it will not freeze.
Yeah.
It's like scientifically impossible for it to happen.
Yeah.
So you have to do that.
But people's houses are getting, dude, somebody ran in way out where I used to live. Somebody ran into something, and now they all don't have power. A lot of my buddies way out there, dude, with kids and stuff, and you don't have power.
Hey, if anybody needs a place to
telling
stay or something, reach out.
Yeah, right. You're gonna bring in. You got 3 kids. You're gonna bring in.
I'm just saying, if somebody needs,
it's easy to say that until they're dropped off at your porch and they're all gonna take dumps. That's so funny. Andy would be like, we bring them in. Let's take care of them. And then all of a sudden you drop them off at Andy's front porch and they're all like, I got to take a shit. And they go into your house. You're like, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Don't do that here.
Don't act like, don't virtue signal.
Go down
You
the
would
street.
not handle having anybody come in your house.
Hey, if anybody needs a
warm meal, Imagine that.
I made coffee this morning. Feel free to stop by and make coffee.
That's funny, dude.
Now my coffee, I've been making coffee for decades, obviously, but I'm still working on the actual amount of coffee versus water, that ratio that you use, man. Trying to find the perfect cup. I've been working on this for years and years and years. It's not easy to do, man.
Am I supposed to respond to this?
Well, I try to do. Listen, I did 7 tablespoons, I think, of coffee. I pour it I get like a tablespoon, scoop 7 of them, and then I use like 37 ounces of water. I think that was like a good ratio, and it's just not perfect yet. I'm trying to figure out the perfect cup of coffee.
That's when you know. That's when you know you got not much going on. That's what you know. You're overthinking things like that. Just dump in and get your mind going, because put it as much as you can.
I should have brought you some coffee. Dude.
I'll take your coffee.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, dude.
How's the McDonald's coffee?
I'm mixing both of these.
Somebody
right
made
now.
hundreds of millions of dollars one time after getting
the old lady. She got rocked, man. She got rocked.
Would you take a burn, like a first-degree burn, for millions of dollars?
Yep. Andy, I probably would.
That's a good question. Like on like 80% of your body?
There's a couple things, though. Would you go out in this weather? If I said $1 million, you get $1 million, $2 million, actually, $5 million bucks, and you, with limited supplies,
had to camp?
If you had to camp out by yourself,
for how long?
Overnight, there's no way you would. For $5 million bucks, you would be fucking dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think you'd die?
Okay. Andy, what are you going to do?
Well, Blake was out there for a good couple hours yesterday.
He's got thick coat on. He's running around the backyard. What are you going to do?
What
would you do? No, I'm asking you. What do you? Andy's like, I could do that. You couldn't even handle walking in here. You couldn't even handle Andy walked in. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm freezing. Could you imagine sleeping over, trying to hunker down and finding some sort of shelter? What would you do?
Well,
do you know how to make a fire anyway?
No. I'd have Blake come with me, number one.
You got to snuggle him.
I'd have to snuggle
up
with
dude.
Him.
Put things around.
Yeah.
You try to get a fire going. You have to dig a hole for your fire because the wind's going to knock it out.
Oh, so that's not already
dig a hole
done? That's,
that's
not done before I get there? There's no hole?
No, man. You got to do it on $5 million bucks.
Fire going?
There's only a couple cats. I bet you there's some guys that watch it, listen to our show. They're outdoorsy,
they
way up north. They'll be like, "Fuck yeah, I can." 100%. So don't get me wrong. He can't though.
Can I just say this though? I've slept in some very extreme conditions outside.
Oh yeah, like what?
Probably teens.
Camping out and stuff like that.
Yeah, like freezing cold.
Where in Arizona?
No, Colorado, Arizona, Utah.
So you're outside.
New Mexico.
So you went to Colorado. You're telling me you went to Colorado and you were camping, and you camped out outside with your tent when it's 14 degrees outside?
It was probably in the teens at nighttime. I'm serious,
I don't fucking believe you.
No, dude. At night, when you're in the high elevation,
it's god awful.
It gets down into the whatever. Now I had like a 0-degree bag, so it keeps you, nice and.
Hey, I tell you what,
nice and warm, but like I shouldn't say warm, but obviously it protects you from like anything catastrophic.
I think your stories are a little exaggerated. I believe you a little bit.
I'm telling you, dude.
But it's so fucking
very
it's
cold.
So god awful outside. Like I just couldn't imagine being stuck or stranded in these kind of conditions and expect to your body just even walking in here, you're just in your heat, and you're talking on the phone, you're like, and then all of a sudden you open that door like, damn, boy.
So yesterday,
your whole body
I
cripples
was driving, and there was and it was like -3, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And somebody was walking down the highway, and I tried to I was going to give him a ride.
No, man, see, that's a lie. Don't even do that.
I was going to bring him in the what is he doing out there?
You can't do that, dude.
But he's got to be freezing.
See your virtue signal again. You can't do that.
But
dude.
if you're like a police officer or something, you got to look out for these people.
Yeah, you can put it in the back. You're harmed.
Put them in the back of the car.
You're really going to do that?
I felt
no.
I
Stare
felt
at the camera. Are you telling people that you would really do that?
I just couldn't get over. I couldn't. It was a very high traffic. It was on the highway.
You're letting people in your house.
I couldn't slide over.
No, you wouldn't, dude.
Anybody needs a warm meal. Anybody needs to come in.
That's funny.
And a place you just reach out to me if you don't have heat.
You can't pick up hitchhikers anymore. Andy.
Hey, check.
You can't do that.
Oh, I used to hitchhike too.
So did my dad in the 70s and stuff like that. They hitchhiked. You can't do that anymore.
I had friends that hitchhiked literally across the country.
I know.
I know. In the 90s.
I know. Yeah, no, I believe that. I know guys that walked the fucking Appalachian Trail, dude, from Georgia all the way the fuck up to Maine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's a long
and if
walk.
you do that, by the way, you read up on it, there's weirdos out there. They're weirdos.
They're hiding.
They're taking advantage of women. Yeah, they're taking advantage of women that hike the trail. They're by themselves. Imagine that. If you're a legit creep, That's like the best way to do your thing is way the hell, because you have all these outdoorsy girls that cruise around and do your thing. So if you're a fucking weirdo, you could put up shelter and run it way the fuck out in the middle of the woods.
And nobody would find
you.
you.
No one will find you. It's happened a lot.
Well, those guys can survive.
There's different shelters.
There's a lot of people that can survive out
tons.
there. In the,
Not you.
Oh, yeah.
Not you.
Well,
There's a ton of people. I couldn't do it either. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. That would be, if
wouldn't-
me and you were stuck right now, we'd be like, I'm like, Andy, get that going. Cut that down. Let's go. Blah, 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 blah. You'd be like, where's Doug? I need to call Army. There's blues. No, Andy, we're going to die. Get that situated. Let's go. We got to work to do.
I got to get to the morning skate.
What's going on here? God, that would suck.
Hey, so hold on now. I need to know the whole scenario here because I'm thinking I could do it. $5 million?
$5 million.
I get to leave at what, like 7 in the morning the next day?
You got to go 24 hours. You got to be 24 hours locked away in the middle of the woods. And maybe you'll have an area where there's a cliffside so you can hunker down, but you would have to legit make your own fire, build your own shelter.
Can I bring some hot liquids and stuff like that?
Hot liquids, what's that going to do? You got to create your own stuff, dude. You got to take snow, then you got to boil that thing, and then let it dry, and then let it cool down, then drink it that way. That kind of stuff.
For $5 million? I think I could do it for one day, man.
No way, dude. Not in this. No way.
Really?
Yeah,
you think
dude.
you'd die in one night in this stuff?
I think so.
Wow.
Yep.
Think about that. Like you're sleeping in your bed last night. There's a window right there. If you're on the other side of the window, you die.
Yeah. It's negative. It was negative like 20 last night.
No, not
with
that.
the wind chill. It was
maybe with
minus
the wind
5 driving in this morning with the sun out. So anyway,
part of it feels good though at the same time.
But you don't have enough fat on you, man. Like there's a lot of different things, dude.
I kind of love the cold. Would you rather have this type of cold or like 100-degree weather?
If I'm working, and I think if you ask all the shit kickers out there that aren't us, by the way, especially not you, but the guys that legitimately have to work outside for a living, I would say they're both extremes are tough. But if you're doing labor outside, I would say doing it in the heat.
Really?
You could hunker down. You could take things, put it over your head. You get used to that. But if you're really, really, really cold and then you're sweating, I don't know, maybe you warm up, but I would say you hit your hand with a hammer. You're not thinking as clear.
Can I just say this?
You're shivering up too much.
I don't know. I know a lot of these people. I'm very close with a lot of the people that work in those type of conditions. They aren't even working today. They're actually off today.
Martin Luther King.
Well, no, not just because it's a holiday, but if it's -3, man, the construction people are taking the day. They're not working in those conditions.
See, this is how aloof Andy is. In his little bubble, he thinks that people get off work. No, I'm talking about everywhere. Like, if you own a farm, you're fucking working.
Yeah, but
if you gotta go
those guys are different.
If shit goes down in your house, you got to go outside.
I'm talking like home builders and people that build commercial construction.
Yeah, but they still have to deal with cold stuff, man. Absolutely. So like in your little bubble, maybe the guys are off work today, but I'm saying like guys that legitimately have to go out and do things. They don't have days off. They have to work on their farm or whatever the case
Mechanics.
is. I don't even know if you could. Yeah, I mean, you could get your garage going. You put some heaters on that bad boy. You know what I mean? But listen, we got it good, man. We got it good.
I skated outside the other day in the freezing cold. Yeah, freezing cold.
But even like my nose is all fucked up. No, I didn't party. Over the weekend. That's from the cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my type of weather right here, man. This is my type of weather.
I got the fire going, dude. Our dogs are freezing.
Are they?
Yeah.
They don't have much hair.
They don't have much hair. They get fucking cold. They are hunkered down underneath blankets. We just wrap them all up and shit like that. Excuse me. I got presented a nice little, we did a charity event for this firefighter. Speaking of shit kickers, man. Went into a burning house. Benjamin Polson, I'll give you a little shout out, man. Passed away 2 years ago. Went into a burning fire. The last one in there, making sure everybody's out. Boom. Everyone was walking out. The whole structure collapsed on him.
Really?
Killed him. Yep.
Where was that exactly?
It was at the MAC Club. People.
Where was the...
I don't know. Somewhere in St. Louis a couple years ago, yeah. And then...
How old?
Pretty young, 30s.
Really?
Hockey guy, played Lafayette, or played at Vianney. Okay. Oh, big-time hockey
I think I remember this
story.
story.
Andy, you probably know. You probably know a lot of people that were there and stuff like that. Reed Lowe did the auction, who he's awesome. But they presented
I mean, you do this on the night of a Blues game, though.
I know. It was the Rangers game. Yep. And so they presented with a jersey, my last worn Devils jersey from like 2015, and I gave it to my daddy yesterday. It was pretty cool.
Game worn?
Yeah, game worn.
Like you wore that?
Yeah. for my last game. It was on.
Probably didn't have a whole lot of sweat on it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
No blood on it.
I remember I was scoring pretty at a high rate.
You did in 3 games
I had
in a row,
a high rate
maybe.
going there.
Was it 3 games in a row you may have scored?
Yeah, something like that. But that was cool. I give that to my dad.
You would remember. I don't mean something.
No,
like
I don't
that.
remember my last game.
Did the jersey have any like marks on it?
No. It's framed and all that stuff.
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't
nice.
see the other side.
it was for your dad or it was for you?
Yeah.
Or you
because they
gave
knew
it
my mom passed.
Oh
and so
my God.
they got I mean, fucking nice, dude. I
Really
went up there and tried
nice.
to tell my story. I'm sweating my ass off. Like, can I cuss? Can I not?
Oh, you
know how it is.
had to speak.
I spoke for like 15 minutes. Told all the
About
shit.
what?
That I started hockey when I was 9 years
Oh,
old.
one of
Everybody's like,
those-
"What the fuck?"
one
And
of
I'm-
those speeches.
because they all the guys are hockey people there. They all had kids, just like you. You know all them, and so I'm like, "Hey, I started when I was 9 years old." They're like, "What?"
That's
I go,
funny.
Yeah.
I brought that up the other day because Otter was like chirping me. He's like, let me guess, Stricky, you would you start hockey at like 15, like 17? He was saying one of those.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, what do you mean? And I go, but Cam started at like 9 or 10 or something like that.
Then I was playing with you, Otter, like 4 years later or whatever.
That's kind of a
5
crazy
years later.
story.
Yeah. So it was cool.
We were talking about it the other day, because everyone goes crazy when all this like stuff happens. Guys are hitting from behind, and would you want to play in this era versus? Could you play in this era versus the old era? Like, are you glad you played in the era that you played in?
I mean, for the fighting aspect, yeah. I mean, if I
do you like this hockey better?
If
than
I started
the
when I
old
was
hockey
like
or no?
6 or 7. And it was a different time, and I was doing TPS or TPH hockey and
You
stuff
think
like
that would have made like
God,
if you start at 7?
My dad was passing me pucks in the basement with a broom. Like we were just starting to bait. We rollerbladed. That's what we couldn't just go get ice time. Let's go sit at a Centene rink with those kids. What's it called? Total package hockey, which we love.
Philip McRae.
Phil McRae, we love you. But all these kids are literally there. They go to school there all day. They work out. They're training. They're eating right. They're stick handling. They're doing this.
Would you
all
do
day.
that?
Fuck yeah.
You wouldn't want to.
If my dad had money to do that, damn right he would.
You wouldn't want to go to like a traditional school. Like,
I mean, I stopped school when I was in basically 9th grade.
Yeah.
And I knew where I was going.
because there's
Don't do that.
Different ways to look at it. I think.
Yeah.
Listen, he's got like close to 70 full-time kids. There.
Dude, it's crazy. So my point is, if I had all that, like, man, oh man, yeah, maybe I could play in this.
It's a work day today.
Put
It's game
phone-
day, so the
That's
phone
rude
the
as
phone may be
No,
going
but that's
off
rude as
today.
shit.
Well, I just
Put it
don't know
down.
what's going to happen.
You know.
Today, so.
Cater to Andy
We
here.
got Cam is like first off, Cam forgot yesterday.
And I yelled at Andy
with
last
my
night.
kids in the car.
Well, don't answer it then.
You already missed a call.
I
from
told you knew I was pissed about the text.
So listen, it's a tournament weekend. Actually, we had the championship game today. So looking forward to the championship later on today. But yesterday, we just win the quarterfinal game. We had the semifinal game last night. So everyone's feeling good. We're in the car, and
Yoink.
I missed a call from Cam. So then he calls again. I'm like, okay, this must be important. And he just starts yelling at me through the car.
I didn't mean to do that.
The wife is in the car.
Oh.
Little Ivy's in the car. Okay. Ty goes, Dad, is Cam mad at you? I'm
Lie
like,
to him. Just lie. Say, Cam's joking.
he hung up on me like my wife would do.
Dude,
know?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
And then he's like the wife because then he apologizes like 10
Well, I
minutes
know when I'm
later.
wrong. Yeah, because I forgot about the 8 o'clock. You gotta understand, like I got a radio show. I got guys at work with me. And when I host it, and Andy knows if you're in a game, hosting's a hard thing. Okay. So for me the day before to be like, guys, I can't make it in. Everyone's like, fuck, okay, let me get this guy to take over. I got to call the station, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But then I look back, and I'm like, why would you schedule on an 8 o'clock when you know I have to work?
Mm-hmm.
And then I look back, and I thought it was Martin Luther King Day. Maybe we had a day off. So when you told me this, I'm like, okay, I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
And then we weren't. Then I forgot. Then I was a dick, and I'm sorry.
Cam's like, I didn't know about this.
Well, it's not about.
You knew
like,
that
this
for
is
2
an easier
weeks.
day for me. Don't get me wrong, but I fuck people over.
And then,
And
so
I don't like doing that.
Cam goes, this is Cam. He goes from like being emotional Cam, where he turns into Cam Jansen, the redheaded little girl from the storybook.
The little cute girl.
And like the little redhead, as he turns into her. And all of a sudden it goes from that to literally like 10 minutes later, this is going to work out great. This is the best thing for me. This is
not the best thing for me.
No, this is the best situation. Oh, this is great. I'm like, well, dude, you were just so upset.
I know.
Scaring Ivy.
I didn't mean to scare poor little Ivy. I listen.
You need to
Ty
call.
could take
you need
it.
to call her.
Ty could handle it.
Because they're
but your wife
now
and
they're
Ivy,
afraid of you. They're afraid of you today.
No, but I do. I move over my schedule for Andy a lot. I mean, I do. Like, it's just that simple. But when other people are affected by it, that's when I'm like, I get weirded out.
Take care of it.
Well, even if I took care of them, they're gonna be like, well, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, well, you got to leave your job so Andy can go do his jobs. Why is that always the case? I'm like, okay, I'm not going there for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, no,
it's just a balance. I would have gone in the afternoon, but you can't do it because you're down there. So I moved my schedule around for you.
Yeah.
And I forgot and I lost it because then that was like the day before. You tell somebody the day before that you're not coming in for. That's what listen, we work with radio guys, man. And if you know, you know. They'll be like, I'm sick. And you're like, oh, you're sick? So you're not coming in that Thursday and Friday. Because you're sick. Interesting. Yeah. You got the sniffles.
Then you see their Instagram.
You know what? I'm fucking exactly.
They're in Nashville.
I'm sick too, but I'm coming in anyway because you just got to suck it up once in a while.
I'm sick.
I think I'm going to be sick this Thursday and Friday. I go, yeah.
Hey, but you know what? In fairness, because I did tell Cam, but see, Cam, I got to address something with Cam right now because you've been sleeping a lot.
Hey, it could be
this
something.
guy is like sleeping all the time. So I keep trying to get business done. Like we've got a big meeting coming up this week, and I'm gonna have to remind Cam like 15 times because
Did I miss anything?
Well, sleepy Cam is gonna make sure you're gonna be awake for the meeting.
Have I missed?
Every time I call Cam, it's going to voicemail, and then like 4 hours later, I answer the phone, hello, and he's like, bah. Man, I'm tired. I just slept all day. I'm like, you need to wait. I got business to take care of.
Maybe I'm fucked up.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I get tired, man. I get up at 4:30. I got to deal with drama at the radio.
Is there a lot of drama going on there?
Well, when you work with 3-4 other swinging dicks, everybody's trying to be funny. Everybody's doing this. You get annoyed once in a while. Yeah. You know how it is. I'm fucking done with that. I'm shut off. There's a couple other things I got to take care of. Then I get home and I'm like, I am gonna crash out.
Dude, you're
I've been
sleeping
crushing
way
coffee
too
over
early.
goddamn. I'm crushing coffee so I can bring energy for the fans because I want to bring the heat and they love that. Because if I'm like, dude, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just like if I'm like that today, you're gonna be like, get up. And they're going to be like, gee, Cam's down and out. No, I got to bring the heat, man.
Starting today.
So wears me the fuck out.
Starting today, I
drive 45 minutes in the pitch black, way out there. I got hillbillies behind me getting to the job site with their brights on. There's deer everywhere. I'm like, whop. I'm drinking coffee. Then I crash down from all the caffeine. So, yeah, I take a nap. I don't have kids. You know what I mean? So I crash out. Andy's calling me like it's like, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you.
No, you had not.
No, I'll get back to you.
No,
you're like a woman.
So.
No, you're like a woman.
Last week
you
or
remind
so,
me like my ex-girls. They're like, where are you? I'm like, I was sleeping.
Okay.
I got my pregame skate nap.
Listen, starting today.
Like a woman.
I'm setting some new rules. And you are not to sleep. You can't sleep. You got to be available till at least 5.
Give me 12 to 3. I get done. I'm literally in front of people's face, talking to people for 3 hours. I got it.
That's the meat of the schedule.
Let me regroup.
You can't sleep till 3, at least.
Maybe I'm sleeping, maybe I'm not. I just don't want to look at my phone.
No, you're sleeping.
Sometimes I like to, which is healthy, take this damn thing
when I answer,
and get this thing out of my face.
Normally you'd say
Andy's like this all day. Yeah, honey, I love you, Ivy. Get it away from me.
Normally how you answer the phone and you say hello and they're like, hey, how are you? What's going on? I answer, I'm like, hello, and he's like, ugh,
because Andy calls me to tell me about his problems. So I'm his therapist. So it's more of a selfish reason he's calling me more than anything. If we have a meeting, I'm down. Let's go. I'm ready to rock and roll. And we usually do pretty damn good with the meetings. But when Andy calls me, he had something happen during the day.
Well,
he calls me, and I'm like, no, I think you're okay, Andy. Hey, this happened, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? I think you're going to be okay. Did I look okay on TV? Andy, you look handsome. Me and Kate were talking. I loved your glasses and this, that, and the other. So for him, it's more of me pumping his tires up so he feels better, but sometimes I got to fucking sleep.
Well, I'm just setting the rules, dude.
Just letting you know.
Because,
it's not all business. It's more like you call me about Ty. Hey, watch these videos of Ty. Okay, I'll sit there like, wake up. Like, oh, he looked damn good there. I like his shot. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm setting some new rules, and here's the deal now. So for every time, because I talked to my people in Saskatchewan, like how they would handle this, because they're around like real shit kickers, who just never they don't take naps and all that type of stuff.
No, that's true.
No, I'm gonna start finding you.
Big Stevie Mac ain't probably taking.
Stevie Mac ain't taking a day off.
He's like on that fucking.
He's on that
skid
horse
loader,
right now.
Like what? Like God, I gotta dig this thing out. My pipes broke. Actually, Big Stevie Mac's probably like my neighbor's pipe broke, and I'm going over there with my fucking equipment, freezing cold, and I'm gonna fix this.
You think Dwayne King is taking naps?
No, Big DJ ain't taking. Hell no, dude. He's heard.
You think Joey Coaster's taking naps?
Well, maybe now he's getting older.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying
He's not.
But DJ King's up there.
You think Twister's? Twister's taking naps?
No,
he's not taking naps, dude.
I'm gonna be seeing Twister this weekend. We got Blues Fantasy Camp, baby.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So just remember that too with the scheduling.
Yeah.
No, I gotta do it Thursday, Friday, and we're on stage. Twister and I and a couple other guys. Thursday night, Friday night, we're doing the Hall of Fame.
Are you going to that?
Yes, I told him that.
I will not be there.
And we got games and stuff like that all weekend.
Yeah.
So
the Hall of Fame will be cool. I'm glad you're going to that.
I'm going to it. See, I'm doing a lot of blue stuff lately. A lot of blue stuff.
I'm doing something a little crazy though. Because I am. Because Ty's in Chicago for hockey this weekend.
With Laurie?
No, so I'm gonna go back and forth. So I'm gonna.
Don't drive yourself nuts with this stuff.
No, I'm not.
No,
but with the weather being a little like
just
iffy,
you know shit.
She doesn't like driving back and forth and stuff like that.
Can't he go with somebody else?
At that age, it's a lot to handle.
Okay, all right. At
like
that age,
like if other parents are like, "Hey, will you take like
some other kid?" You'd be like, "Whoa,
dude!" In the all weekend,
so like 10 is better.
I would do that.
At 10 is better than because we did. My dad
when
did
they're
it
able
every
to
time.
kind of like, I mean, they're almost there right now. They kind of act like they're.
I'm just saying
they can kind of
because you can't wear yourself.
Now, of course, I would do that for anybody, but I'm gonna take my family up there on Thursday, and then I'm gonna come back Saturday morning, be there for the morning skate Saturday, work the game Saturday night, and then likely head back there Sunday.
The whole family?
They're all gonna be up there. They're staying. I'm gonna come back.
So you already have a hotel?
Yeah.
Already paying for a hotel?
Yeah.
So you just have to drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an easy drive.
That's unless it's bad.
I know, but that's why she doesn't want to drive home and all that.
Well, how are you gonna get the car home if she's not driving that car home?
I'm gonna fly.
Fly up there?
No.
Wait. What?
I'm driving up there. I'm gonna fly back. Like
so she's
first
driving
thing Saturday morning.
But she's still driving home.
Just from the no. Then I'm gonna fly back Sunday morning and then drive home Sunday afternoon.
You're a fucking psychopath, dude.
Well,
what did you just say you're doing?
So
what are you doing?
I'm driving up, flying home, flying back, driving back.
Wow, what expensive fucking
think?
ordeal that's gonna
Well,
be.
you get the.
What do you mean?
You get the points and all that.
Okay. Wow.
So
for what
flight,
again? So she doesn't drive home?
Anything.
She don't want to drive home?
Well, no. Then I can just get back there. I'll get back for the.
So what's the point of doing that?
Well, we'll find out. So it's a day-by-day situation.
Confused.
I'm 100%.
See what I mean? That you hockey parents, you got to simplify this kind of shit. You don't want to do this stuff. I got to be there. Well, I got to do this. I got to be here. I got to do. You're going to drive yourself nuts. Then it's not enjoyable. Now it's all like you're fighting the whole time. You're like, I got to be this. I got to do that. Worried about what you're going to have to come back and work. Calm down a little bit. You don't need to see everything right now.
No,
He's 7 years old.
I'm 100% driving up there Thursday. I'll catch 2 games on Friday, fly back Saturday morning. After that, we'll see how it goes.
But then you have to fly back up there for some reason. Why?
If I need to.
To drive her car back?
Mm-hmm.
And she's flying? Dude,
she's not flying.
How's she getting back? Walking?
She would drive back with me. With my kids and everything. I would drive everyone back.
I mean, I'm just saying. This is the kind of conversations we have. And
this is when he's sleeping. This is when he's sleeping.
This will wake me right up. Because he'll say stuff like this. I go, what are you doing? Well, I got to be there. What do you mean you have to be there? Calm down.
I didn't say
that. You got shit to do here, too.
I didn't say that. Oh, I'm getting it all taken care of.
And I bet you this is going to fuck up our schedule with different things as well. And then I'm going to have to miss work because he's doing psycho shit, like flying back and forth because this and that and the other.
So next Monday,
you need to calm down.
When we, I'll let you know how it all went down.
Now he's not going to get any sleep. He's going to come back. He's going to yell at me for something.
Well, Cam will get, some. Cam has enough sleep for all of us.
Meanwhile, he's yelling at me for sleeping too much. I want him to sleep, so, you're just in a happier mood.
No more naps, dude. You can't be sleeping all day. That's a lot of sleep. I mean, I know you get up early for work, but I'm up
your schedule.
I'm up early
You worry
every day,
about your schedule.
and I'm working till like late at night, then back up
How much is that going to
early.
cost you?
Nothing. Hardly
Nothing.
anything. Well, whatever. Nothing more than I would have paid anyway.
Okay.
Full disclosure.
Wow.
So the flight to get back, and if I go back, my brother gave me his points.
Okay. All right. I just worry sometimes.
No.
I'm being dead serious.
Because he's coming in town.
It's fine.
So,
Okay.
okay. No, he's coming in town from Utah, so I'll be able to get back and hang out.
You're starting to be
no.
You're starting to be a little crazy when it comes. That's too much, Andy. I'm being dead serious.
Well, dude, listen. All these other people that I know, Joey Vitale, they've all done the same thing.
And that's why
Jammer,
Joey has
everybody.
Yeah, and they're crazy.
So they're
crazy.
So you're saying don't be like Jammer.
Don't be like
Joey. Don't be crazy.
Remember, Jammer didn't want me to teach his kids anything.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the parents nowadays too.
No, he didn't say that.
That's the problem now. They think their kid's too good for everybody else's knowledge.
Cam,
that's
sensitive. Cam.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you're gonna say that to me. I'm gonna have to defend myself. That's the problem with parents today. Like, I need a better coach than this. He doesn't. Okay.
It was a joke.
There's always truth to stuff. There's always a little bit of truth.
No,
you're always a little bit of truth because that's when you wouldn't have said it if it was just a joke. But anyway, I just worry about you, man. Just a little too much stuff. Sometimes when he gets older, he's gonna have to go with other parents. We all did that. You know, you don't always have to be there. You got fucking work to do, man. You gotta fucking be here and you gotta be on your goddamn game. You know what I mean?
When am I not on the game?
Never said you weren't. No,
and always on my game.
Andy had a good post game the other day. He had Matthew Tkachuk. He had Robert Thomas. They're drinking beer. Everybody's like, "Damn, that shit was a cool environment." You're asking good questions. I was on the radio. People are texting. "Do you see Andy's interview? I told you about."
The late shift.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It's kind of like
got some hits on YouTube. They need all the help they can get with hits when it comes to hockey. No offense, but they do. If you look at their numbers, 100%. So you did a good job.
It was a Blues production.
It was Bally's.
No, it's Blues.
Yeah, but it said Bally's on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm just looking at their stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they posted it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're bringing the numbers. You are with interviews.
I thought that was I know it's a Blues. That was on the Blues YouTube channel, so I want to make sure.
And Bally's.
So if people want to go watch that, check it out on the Blues.
I give you,
YouTube channel.
You need to be on your game.
Yeah, Mike Caruso
and when you're
Trevor Nickerson, man, they do a great job with that whole production.
Big time. They always do a damn good job.
Yeah.
But you just need to be on your game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't drive yourself crazy.
And Matthew comes back to St. Louis and scores a hat
Not
trick.
to mention, maybe hang out with Ivy and Chloe.
She'll be there.
Yeah, but do you think she wants to fly all the way up there too?
She doesn't have to do all that. She just stays the whole time.
There. She's got to go on a plane.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she's walking?
No. We're all driving up there on Thursday. Which part don't you understand? They're staying.
I don't know.
They're staying there all weekend. They're not going back and forth. They stay.
Okay.
Ivy loves the hockey trips.
She likes the road trips?
Oh my God! Because like a couple of the other players have sisters
the
same age as her.
Must be nice.
And they all hang out the same.
They could take their family up on trips and stuff like that. You got it pretty good. I'm saying your whole family go on a road trip for a tie. That's pretty cool to do.
Yeah. Well, that's very rare. Because Chloe always
just said all their families do the same thing. And the parents are bringing the sisters and stuff.
This particular one, because it's in Chicago, it's easy to get to.
Okay.
If it's like a flight trip, you probably don't have that. So,
cool.
I mean, Cam acts like this is like anybody listening.
He's got it pretty good, don't he? He's got it pretty good, don't he? Yeah. Well, we're just gonna take the whole family up. Everybody's like, "Wow, good,
we got that out."
Those
of the
guys
way.
from fucking Moose Jaw are like, "Man, I gotta hitch a goddamn bus, a Greyhound bus, to go to practice."
Cam the other night is like he was up past 9. He was like drinking whiskey.
Oh God. Oh God. We all know what happened last time. And
my God, when you broke your foot.
I broke my foot right before Christmas.
Anything bad happened this time?
No. My speech, I don't remember what I said, but I think it was okay. But no, nothing embarrassing. Kate looked beautiful that night. She finally.
Kate put up pictures. Listen, she's confusing me with these pictures. Because she'll post pictures of you and her that are like from 10, 15 years ago.
Man, that wasn't 10. That was the
outside
other night.
the Enterprise Center. She put a picture up. Go ahead, look at it.
Oh, okay.
On her Facebook.
That was from the springtime, and you could tell.
No. This is like 15 years ago, and she just put it up. It makes it look like it's yesterday. But it was
sorry about that. Want me to tell her something?
No, don't tell her.
I'll call her real quick.
No, don't tell her.
I'll call her real quick.
So it was just very confusing. No, don't. So just go look at it real quick.
I mean, I'll tell her. I'll put a stop to that
Well,
right now.
no, you can
cease and desist order.
No, you just got.
Don't you ever do that.
You got to tell me.
Meanwhile, like
you got to tell me, is this?
And
an
I love
old
Lori,
picture?
but like I can't even keep up with her pictures.
No, you cannot.
I can't. So I don't know where you're chirping at.
Look.
Like that confused you.
Look.
What was that like? She put that in the background for her profile pic.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, dummy.
When is that from?
Yeah, but that's probably from. I don't know, motherfucker. But that one's a brand new one.
Well, this one's.
I think it looks good.
I like this one. I gave you a scarf emoji on that because Cam's got a nice little scarf collection going on.
Man. Oh, I got a bunch of new ones.
Now, what is the scarf doing for you? Because like if you wear it all night long, like you got to take it off at the event.
So I'm up there. No.
You think it covers you up?
Covers up a little. It covers up some things. My chest is fine, like dot. But like it covers up, and then like I'm up there and I'm like sweating.
Oh God!
I'm like just anyway, blah, blah, blah. You know, it just helps like get everything out.
That's a reminder.
I bring the heat, man.
Never to touch your.
No, I bring
scarf.
the heat for the people. I bring the heat for the people.
Did they enjoy your speech?
Yeah, they're all like, "How did you do that?" I go, "I don't know."
The other day, Travis Henry, the running back for the Titans,
Derek Henry. You're starting off good on this.
Derek Henry.
Right, bear with me here. Like, here he goes. Go ahead. I told a long story yesterday, but it was about survival. It was about survival in the Andes, and I got chirped for that, and it's fine.
Who chirped you?
You did. You go, can we tighten up the story? And I agree with you.
Oh, my God.
I need to tighten
the
it up. My bad.
longest story.
But go ahead.
I may start taking a nap.
No, but your story's about you, and that's what makes it not cool.
Cam's napping all day, this guy.
Yeah, I'm regrouping.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's a regroup.
It's not a nap.
It's a professional.
It's a reset.
What about, would you tell that to Braden Shin in the locker room?
No, that's for
Were you going to be like this? So you can be like, you're napping?
That's for the game.
You're napping?
Hey, tonight, Braden Shen, big shout out. Shenner's my guy, man.
Love him, dude.
His dad, Jeff, shit kicker, fireman.
What happened? Oh,
really? He's a fireman in Saskatoon. Nothing happened.
God.
Jesus. No. And Luke Shen, shit kicker.
You love him too. Get him on.
We got to get Luke on.
Seriously, one of them. We doing?
Braden is playing in game number 900 tonight.
I bet you he'll come on live with us, dude.
He would.
Love that dude.
We'll get him on. I've talked to a few players about it, actually, coming in
we should get somebody in here.
Yeah, I know.
First time.
I know. Well, we got to show off our new digs here.
Where they sit?
Studios.
Where are they going to sit?
Well, Maddie will set up something for him.
Oh, maybe like 3 across or something?
Yeah. He'll set it up. Maddie has it all taken care of.
What's up, Maddie?
So anyway, I go viral. So
how?
Well, Travis Henry.
Derek.
Is there a Travis Henry?
Man, I don't know.
Because Derek is confused. Hell of a running back. So this guy is leaving the Tennessee Titans, right? He's been there for most of his career, his entire career.
Went from Alabama to there.
Yeah.
Derek.
So there was another Henry who played running back for the Buffalo Bills. That's why it may have been Travis.
Hey.
He's got a lot of kids, Travis.
A lot of them do. That Calamari guy, remember him? He couldn't even name them all.
Yeah, I know.
Remember he played
for
the Jets?
It wasn't Calamari.
No, it's you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And like, name your kids.
He had four or five kids the same age.
I'm like, that's when you know.
Hey, and who?
Pull out. You know, you can't name them all.
Is that what you need? Because I always wonder why they have all these kids. Even Tyreek Hill, I heard the other day, just had another child with a different woman.
Oh, a different woman? See, that's just going to fuck you so bad. I don't know why Nick Cannon, I'm breeding. Like fucking Genghis Khan. But you're not back in the 14 hundos. Like, you're breeding with all these different chicks. Like, what a nightmare.
Is that what it is?
It's not fair.
Breeding?
It's what it is. Nick Cannon's literally breeding.
What are they breeding?
What do you mean?
Like, their offspring?
Yeah, man. Like, you don't, like, Nick Cannon has like 15
Who's
different
Nick
baby
Cannon? That talk show host?
Yeah. Talk show, America's Got Talent.
Where'd
stuff
he
like
come
that.
from all of a sudden?
He was a rapper.
Was he on the Disney Channel or something?
Yeah, handsome guy.
He looks like a Disney Channel
Real
type guy.
but then he acts like he's hard. Like,
right.
Okay. But now he's like fucking breeding with all these women. And it's like, that's not fair. Like that poor kid's like, there's my daddy. He doesn't even give a shit about me.
Oh, you don't know that.
You really think,
well, no, he
of all the stuff he's doing, you really think he's giving the right amount of time to all those kids? Are you out of your
Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown
is a great father. Antonio Cromartie is
Cromartie, yeah. Antonio Brown just said he's a weirdo too. There's a lot of weirdos. It is what it is.
You think
it's not just football players.
You think he's mentally okay? You worry about him?
He's whatever.
Okay. Well, no, are you concerned about him?
Really.
You're not worried about him, at least a little bit.
Maybe. Nah.
Okay. Anyway, so Derrick Henry, always respected his game. I've broken down his film several times, and he can run inside, he can run outside.
Come on, let's go! God damn it!
He can catch the ball out of the backfield. If you really look at the way that his first step, Cam, is his explosiveness through that first layer of defense. Anyway, so I go viral. He does the speech, Cam. You love the speech. So he's leaving the Tennessee Titans. And in his speech, no notes whatsoever. Very cool sunglasses. Jean jacket. Looked like maybe it was like a Louis Vuitton jean jacket or something he had going on. It just had some good style. And all of a sudden, he goes into thanking everybody inside the building by name. The kitchen staff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yep.
The custodians.
Yeah.
The cleaning staff.
Yep.
The parking staff, by name. He's thanking everybody. So SportsCenter put out the video on Instagram, and I want all y'all to go and like this because it's gone viral.
Yeah, force them who likes things.
And so SportsCenter puts this out there. Well, I comment on SportsCenter's post, and it's got thousands of likes, dude.
That's not viral.
No, this is
it's not viral, though.
No, I think it is.
No, it's not, dude.
I just said something about this guy.
See, this is typical. This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis with these kind of
So it's gone viral.
They have to brag about their tweets. They literally brag about their tweets. And I got a comment on this tweet. I got a comment. It's like, fucking, my God. Ain't that big of a deal.
So let me read you my comment.
That's what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
And, and it goes viral.
They literally come in and their storyline is about a tweet that they tweeted out. No, not even that. You retweeted somebody.
Derrick Henry thanks equipment, security, kitchen, and cleaning staff. So I have a comment here.
That's unbelievable.
And it goes viral. And here's what I said.
Let me see. Stupid ass thing. 230 likes. Get out of here.
Well, it wasn't my post.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't go viral.
No, so it's their post. My comment went viral.
You only had no, it didn't. 200. Dude, you didn't get 1 million.
Dude, everybody else gets one like on their comment.
This guy had 7,000 right under you. You had 200. Get out of here. Waste our time. I'm sorry about that. That's what I have to. Seriously, they brag about their tweets. They brag about it. They break their tweet down on radio and on
Why
podcasts.
would his comment get 7,000 likes and mine got 231? What makes his better?
It doesn't matter.
7,000 better?
Unless you're promoting something on there, put Cam and Strick or something. And then you'd be like, hey, check that out.
I should have tagged
kind of like
Cam
that thing I did the other day. They had Cam and Strick stuff everywhere at that event.
I just saw the one thing.
Yeah,
everywhere. Where else was it?
All over the screen, big, huge Jumbotron screens everywhere with our logo on it.
Did we donate something?
I donated my time.
And they put that up there because you donated your time.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. And then they hooked me up with stuff, and we talk about the podcast.
We have somebody who's coming in who just won an auction item. They're going to come sit in with us. Actually.
Dude, they all even the Randy Carricker did the speech, and he's pumping up our podcast.
Get out of here!
I thought you would like that.
No, I do like that.
I'm not I'm telling Andy, they did a good job of pumping up the pod.
You like
that?
But
Andy wants to talk about Derrick Henry and his comment.
Which quarterback said that? You like that?
Huh?
You like that?
Yeah, that was Nick Cousins or Kirk Cousins.
Hey, big shout out to all y'all in Detroit too, man. I've been waiting a long time for that.
Fucking big
Dan Campbell, that's my boy, man.
Dude, what's up?
I'd run through a wall for
and
him.
Who's number 97? Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, dude.
And his beautiful family.
The entire family. They need a reality show.
Oh, his family.
The
Lovely.
Mom and the sisters.
How dare you say that?
Oh my God.
How dare you say? How dare you say that? I'm talking about the family.
The dad played at Michigan too.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Why?
Wow.
Because I said that.
I didn't even notice they were beautiful.
You just said that. The beautiful family.
Gorgeous family. I saw them at the draft. I'm like, whoa.
And he was the first or second overall.
Yeah, he's a fucking big dog, dude.
And he got 2 sacks in yesterday's game.
He's got his paint he'll go up there and sack somebody and do a little dance, bam. He's fucking badass.
It's his get off.
Huh?
It's his get off that separates him from the rest of the defensive linemen.
And he just loves it. He wishes he could just be in. in the locker room with those guys hanging out. Like
I
he's
mean,
part of the group.
He's got a swim move. He's got a spin.
He's got that little thing. He goes, I don't know what he does.
Dude, my sack dance would be amazing too. I would do a sack.
You guys are the same athlete. You and Aiden Hutchinson.
His dad,
beautiful family.
His dad was a great player at Michigan too.
Big
back
dog.
in the day.
Big dog right there.
You think it's genetics why he's so good?
Yeah, that's usually how it
and
works.
why the daughters are beautiful.
Yeah, when usually you're a good athlete, handsome guy, and you breed with a beautiful woman.
So he's breeding too.
He's breeding. Yeah, but he knows his kids. There's a difference. He's doing it with one woman.
Well, you don't know that.
I'm not chirping people that want to have kids with other women, but like when you're just fucking breeding like Genghis Khan, and you're like, Arr! And you're telling me like Nick Cannon literally is going to give equal attention to all those kids. You're out of your fucking mind.
So he's
so self-absorbed.
So I go viral with this comment because I said this confirms this is one of the coolest dudes going in professional football.
You got 200 likes, dude. That's
okay.
like not even a good Instagram
That's viral.
post.
It's a comment.
It's not even a good Instagram post.
Never hear about any controversy with this guy. No disruptions on the sidelines. No out of control look at me celebrations.
Oh, Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
No, he's legit cool.
I go, he's one of the real ones and deserves respect. Here he is thanking the cleaning and kitchen staff.
Hey, I'll give
That's viral, dude.
You know what's cool? And like the Taylor Swift stuff's getting annoying. It's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Her dance. Settle down. Like,
I know. They're annoying. It's all good. It doesn't bother me that much. It doesn't bother me that much.
Hold on. Can I ask you one question about that?
So anyway.
Who likes...
Go ahead.
Do you think she likes him as much as he likes her? Like, what's going on here?
I think... We don't know. But I would say if he doesn't like her, it would be really hard to get rid of her. Because you are...
Really?
Taylor Swift? If you're Travis Kelce and like... Maybe you're like, I don't know if I'm in love with her. I don't know if I'm in love with her. And you're the reason why you break up. Her fans and people in football who love
Swifties,
they will fucking get you.
Could you imagine if he was hated by the Swifties?
But what if he's like, she treats me like shit? Because we don't know. And this is all hypothetical. But what if he doesn't like her? And he's like, what do I do? And everybody's like, fuck, what do you do, man? And like, she's getting annoying. And he's like, it's just too much. How do you get rid of her? It will blow up so bad. And then if you lose, oh, God.
Can I tell you what he's done for himself, though?
Oh, well, he's going to be set up for life.
Here's what he's done for himself. Well, he bought a $6 million house. She's moving there full time in Kansas City. And I was hanging out with her.
Is she normal?
You know, I was hanging out with her cousin recently.
Get to the point.
No, her cousin is a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. And so, actually,
Is she at the Creve Coeur Racket Club?
I might be going to a show this summer.
It's going to cost you some money.
Do you want to come?
No, I don't have kids.
You and Kate?
Don't waste tickets on us.
You and Kate want to come?
I would.
Okay.
She's fucking... I'll give it... Okay, time out. Kate, I told you, played her little concert thing on Netflix. She's like, Cam, get in here. I go, what? I go, yeah. I'm like doing my thing. I'm probably watching something about goddamn volcanoes.
Cam's probably sleeping.
Because there's some weird ass shit going down,
Cam,
baby.
Wake up.
No. This is at night. And I'm like getting my mind right. And I'm looking up. I'm going down the YouTube rabbit holes, baby. And I'm reading up on shit like, ooh, this is shit. I love that. But she goes, come in here. And I go in there and she's like, watch this song. I go, you don't think Taylor Swift's sexy? I go, no. She goes, watch this song. She played a song and she was up there and she had this tight outfit.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you.
Doing some stuff.
And it wasn't like a kid stuff like I broke up with my boyfriend. She's like, she went up there and fucking singing, sexy. And I'm like, whoa,
because I don't think she's that.
No, I know, but
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't want to like offend anybody because the Swifties
she's a lot cooler. No, we couldn't get fine. We get that, but in reality, like if Travis Kelce can get any supermodel, he can get a supermodel that's younger than him. That's actually really cool, that looks up to him, that doesn't have a psycho career where he's chasing her around in Argentina.
She seems to have plenty of time on her hands.
I know.
She makes it to every game.
I know.
When did she go back on tour?
Well, I was going to bring up, she had that cool outfit on.
You like her jacket?
Yeah.
It was made by the fullback's wife from the
yes.
San Francisco 49ers.
Damn right. And she did a good job, and she just blew up, just so you know. She can't even get any more. She can't make enough of them right now because everybody wants one. Kate's like, I want one of yours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
maybe Laurie wants one of mine.
I know. You could get the Parkway North. But like Kate's like, that's fucking badass. I'm like, okay, so I think Taylor's cool. But if you're Travis, like imagine you're like, I don't like her anymore. I'm not in love with this woman.
You think he's stuck?
What are you gonna do? You gotta wait till the off season.
Well, can I tell you why?
You gotta wait till the off season so things calm down. You're like, this didn't work out. We love you. Like, who knows? That would be tough.
Do you want Kansas City to make the Super Bowl?
Man, yeah, I don't.
No,
I like
and deal with this whole thing.
Yeah, it's drama.
Because the Swiftie will be there.
As a radio personality, as you know, Andy, the more content we can get, the better.
Yeah, you don't
affect
need that
us.
content.
Yeah, it just helps for
you guys break it down every day.
Well, it's just content. If there's drama,
I'm getting very cold in here right now.
If there's drama, it's just
so
like we want drama in hockey, just like that bullshit the other day. We want drama.
Can I borrow your scarf? Actually, I don't want your scarf. I might have to put my coat
Put a mask on.
I might have to put my coat on in a minute. I
don't need to
freezing
turn
all of a sudden.
masks.
Hey,
I got another. I don't.
Oh yeah.
And hey, can I give a shout?
I've heard all
he
about
was
that.
Actually,
Did that nurse get in touch
he
with
was
you?
so nice too, man.
Was it a male nurse or? Can I
just a male nurse.
Finish my top comment real
he
quick?
was so Luke Hoffman. I'm gonna give you a little shout out.
Lukey.
I read before I read all your stuff, man. I get what you're saying with the mask. I said maybe it didn't help the spread
Well, what
of
did
COVID.
he say?
He just went. He was just he was so sweet and nice.
That's not the nurse I heard from. Was not.
No, he was. That was a different one.
You keep saying he was. This a he nurse?
Yeah, this was a dude. His name's Lukey Hoffman, and he was really classy and cool. And he broke a bunch of stuff down. I'm like, yeah, I get you on that. Okay, I think I just meant the COVID. Like with the kid, listen, when the kids are at school and they're like, I can't see shit. I'm like, okay, like, is it working with the kids? If you look at the percentage on COVID, I saw a kid swimming in a pool with a fucking mask on.
I never seen that.
I'm like, yeah.
did
He's
not
voting
see
in
that.
5 years. That's all. No big deal. But when it comes to they do work. They didn't really for the COVID thing. If you look at the numbers, it's all good. But I don't want to. These guys know a lot more than I do, man. And if I need to take a defeat somewhere, then fine. But it's just the mask thing drove me.
What does
fucking crazy.
Vivek think about that?
I don't want to get back into all this stuff,
Very
Andy,
good
because you set me up, and I can't even have a conversation with you, so I'm just talking about myself.
Well,
There's no counter to anything. I wish all these guys I knew, they were right here, and we could just talk about it, but you just set me up, and I talk about it, and then if somebody has some sort of retort, which is negative, then Andy's like, how dare you talk about that? Well, that's what convincing me otherwise.
Vivek,
man.
I call him Vivek.
He's cool.
Some people think he's there just.
It's going to be Donald Trump.
It's
going to be Trump. So it's like either you vote for Trump or you vote for Biden or Michelle Obama, who might jump in.
Really?
Yeah.
Some people.
I don't even think it's going to be Biden, to be honest with you. He can't even. He's so out of touch, so bizarro land. It's all good. I think a lot of people would understand that now. Or his policies, you want to vote for that.
He's just a little older right now.
He's just not aging well. Poor guy.
Well, probably not.
Poor guy.
Well, I'm just saying,
poor
guy meaning
poor guy. Is it poor Hunter too?
No. Meaning
I want to party with Hunter Biden.
This guy.
What a great gig he has.
Meaning he's just kind of an old man. You know
Hunter Biden, call me up, dude. Let's go party.
Oh, you want to hang out with Hunter?
Hell yeah. I want him to give me one of his paintings so I can sell it.
You want to get coke high again?
Fuck it, he's crack high, dude. He's crack high.
I'm talking about soda, by the way,
it.
because Cam was coke high last time we were doing this. He was drinking so many sodas.
Cocaine and Coca-Cola.
So getting back to Travis Kelce real quick, what I'm going to say is by dating her, and you could say, well, he could have had this before. I don't think so. He's taken his status to such a different level that he could probably get any celebrity, any supermodel, any actress now. I think he could now jump into that realm and get actresses and rock stars and all that, where, not to say that he couldn't before, but I don't know. I don't think it was a given.
So is that what it's all about? Listen to you. What are you talking about?
I just think that...
wait, tell me. So now he dates the most popular woman in the world. Now, because of that, he could go date more popular women that he wants to get away from because he can't handle it.
No, I'm just saying.
That's where Andy's like, yeah, you could keep going up the ladder. Why would you want to go up the ladder when it comes to that? If I'm Travis Kelce,
that's a different
I want
topic.
A girl that's just cool, that understands what I'm doing. We don't need any more money. I don't need her to be popular as hell. I want her to organically love me unconditionally. It's not about what I'm doing. It's not about you. It's just about us. And I think that where you look at things I gotta get the most popular girl, where I look at it no, find me a beautiful woman that unconditionally just loves me, that understands my career and wants to fucking travel with me and do this, and it's not all about, what she's doing.
I'm not talking about me.
That's what you think, though.
I'm talking about
That's what you guys
him.
think at Creeve-Co Racket
Club. No.
It is. You're like, now he can get even more celebrities. Why would you want a celebrity?
No, what I'm saying is by dating. But now,
what's that? You're not making sense.
No, I'm just saying now he can jump into that whole field.
Why would you do that?
I'm
you
not
already
saying
did it.
If he would or wouldn't.
If you break up with her, you think you want to dive back into somebody else like that? Hell no, man.
I'm saying celebrity women,
I'll tell you this.
rock stars, actresses, models may not have a whole lot of interest in him
of course
before.
They do. Who else are you going to get?
That maybe they would
he's
have
handsome
now.
And he's worth millions. He is on the upper echelon. Who are those girls going to get besides him? If you're looking at now he can get those girls. He could have got those girls 20 years ago.
His net worth is peanuts compared to her.
Taylor. But everybody else you're talking about, it's like, no, he's right there. He's making a ton of money. Pfizer is probably paying him fucking $20 million.
Why is he doing?
You don't see that?
I think
Mr. Pfizer boy.
Yeah, he's. Hey, what do you make out of the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I like Aaron Rodgers. Dude.
Can I get my coat? I'm freezing.
Yeah. He can get even more girls that are rich and. If I'm him, like that's the last thing I'm thinking about. I want a nice, subtle, beautiful girl that just loves me. And that's all about. I'm traveling.
So Aaron Rodgers, in case you didn't know, Cam, he said some comments obviously a few weeks ago on the Jimmy Kimmel situation with the Jeffrey Epstein list.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna? You think he might get sued for something like that? Or
you can't sue somebody for saying, "Hey, let's check out for the list."
Isn't it?
He didn't say Jimmy Kimmel's on the list. He just said maybe some of your fucking weirdo fucking buddies are on that goddamn list, and they probably are.
Okay,
who are you kidding?
What do you make out
Jimmy
of
Kimmel? He's such a goddamn nerd. Like he used to be. Jimmy Kimmel's like, I'm like good in that. Okay, that like fucking 10 years ago with Adam Carolla, who I like. Jimmy Kimmel would have like stuff in his pockets, and he'd go. And now he's for women's rights and the Me Too movement. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Kimmel used to go out in the streets and put stuff in his pockets and go to like young girls and be like, hey, what's in my pocket? Go ahead and take it out. Like he forgets all that kind of stuff. Now he's a fucking virtue signaler. And so now Jimmy Kimmel, you look at highlights of him, he bashes people, calling people killers for not taking the vaccine, this, that, and the other.
Really?
His monologue, he chirps everybody about all these different stuff, conspiracy to Trump, to Russia, to all this stuff, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But then Aaron Rodgers says one thing like, hey, Jimmy might want to watch who's on that list because maybe his buddies are there. He didn't say he's on it. He didn't say anything like that. And now Jimmy's like, how dare you?
Okay, so
go ahead and sue him. You're not going to win that battle.
Let me turn it back to this then. Okay, Pat McAfee, though. Like,
I don't know what he was doing on that. Now, so, like, Pat McAfee's buddies with him. AJ Hawk's buddies with Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers, like, Pat McAfee's big without Aaron Rodgers. Let's get that thing settled. But
I think Aaron kind of made a big impact
big time. It was the biggest thing,
McAfee.
Of course, and the numbers blew up.
Yeah.
But then McAfee's like, they set him up to even talk about Jimmy Kimmel. They set him up to even talk about Pfizer boy and whatnot, and he just brought it up, and they laughed about it. And now all of a sudden, Pat McAfee's like, we can't deal with that. It's too much stress. And so you kind of screwed your boy over a little bit.
He's always got these monologues going about what kind of show they are and who they are and what they do, and this is what we got going on. It's a little bit
and we don't need that. Like, that's your buddy. You're the one who set him up to do it. It's like kind of like what you do to me.
And then and then he went after his ESPN boss.
Yeah, well, that was before. And then he retracted everything, was like, we can't have this from Aaron Rodgers.
But then he had Aaron Rodgers back on a few days later.
I know. Is this all a troll game?
I don't know.
I was like, when he did that, I'm like, wow, you're throwing him on your guy that you came on. I know you paid him $1 million, but on the other hand, it's like he brings you the heat. He's honest. You know exactly what you're getting.
Right.
And now you're acting like you don't. That's like you doing that to me. It's like you, and I say something a little crazy on here, which is fine, but you're like, how dare Cam do that? Well, you know what you're getting from me.
He gave you like international attention too.
100% he did.
And then you had
Jimmy Kimmel.
Then you have the ESPN executives getting all upset about it. Then he's going after like one of the big dogs.
That was before.
Which is kind of like, hey, listen, he's got that power to do so.
He does. And I like that. Use that power against those corporations. Screw them, dude.
Yeah.
But then he didn't, though. He did. And then he's like, no, we can't have Aaron on. And I was like, oh, why would you do that? I'm like, interesting. Like, you know what you're getting from him. Mm-hmm. You took advantage of him for the past whatever. You said what he wanted to say. I know, again, you're paying him. But now you're like, we can't have this. Like, because he called out Jimmy Kimmel. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck him.
Well, because you don't want to get sued.
He's not going to get sued for that.
ESPN doesn't want to get sued.
They're not. You can't get sued for that. Ask any lawyer. That is so.
Well, that's not what Jimmy Kimmel said in his tweet.
Doesn't matter what he said. Go ahead then. If you do it again, we'll see you in court. You do it again. Do what again? I said you better watch that list. He didn't say he was on it.
I kind of did, didn't he? I think he implied that he was on the list.
No, he didn't. He said Jimmy Kimmel might want to watch.
Hey, all my fact checkers in Saskatchewan, look into that for me, will you?
Yeah, after you're done taking care of the horses, after you're done going around 3,000 acres of land with all the fencing that you got to fix today when it's -13, now fact check that for Andy.
You asked me if I could handle 24 hours
He'd be dead in 5 minutes.
Dude, I'm in those conditions right now.
Let's stand out there for 10 minutes.
I'm out there right now.
Let's stand out there for 10 minutes when we leave.
You know how cold it is in here right now? Dude, it's like minus 10 below in here right now. I'm in those conditions right now. Okay?
He's a hockey player.
My toes,
He's a hockey player.
honestly, are frozen right now.
Some of those Russians, man. Those Russians are like, psh. Ilya Kovalchuk will go out there, run around in his underwear for 3 hours. Outside, he'll lay down like, get on, jump in the snow, like, blah. He don't give a fuck.
They're built a little differently.
The Finns, those guys don't give a damn.
How cold is it in Finland?
Freezing. What do you mean?
I'm just asking.
Freezing cold, dude. This is normal.
I watched the Leafs last night. They lose again.
How about Sheldon Keefe, though? They play against Colorado, and Sheldon Keefe comes out afterwards, post-game. He's like, listen, when you got McCarr, you got McCannon, you got Devontae's, that's not the NHL. That's like above the NHL.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did. We're like, what? That's above? No, that's the NHL, and they're banged up. And you're separating your team
with all your $11 million players,
and they're at a different level. So if I'm Mitchie Marnie, who just broke a record for the Leafs, if I'm
he didn't break a record, did he? He got to 600 points, maybe.
Yeah, I think he passed somebody, the first guy ever to get 600 points.
Really,
the quickest. You got a phone?
Yeah, look that up.
Have you done anything this morning? Did you work this morning?
So I think that record is not going to last very long.
Okay,
because
but
I think Austin Matthews is like 10 games away from there.
Broke a record, dude.
Yeah, listen, I love Mitchie Marner, man. I told you I've become a big fan of Mitchie Marner.
I know,
and I like Nylander, and I like Matthews.
I do too. Fine, I do too.
The rest
Although
of
he's been a dog last couple games.
The rest of them,
But my point is, like, your head coach is like, this guy, their superstars are here, our superstars are here. It was really odd.
Hey, listen. I'm watching that situation. I'm watching it unfold. And look it up for me. But just look that up. And I'm watching the game last night and his body language. You got Detroit, who like had to spend all day long traveling to get to Toronto, spending all that time on the tarmac and all that, and then they score a late third period goal to win, and they had to come from behind a couple of occasions. I will say this. I like watching the game last night, seeing Elliot Friedman and our boy Nick Kypreos back on the panel, by the way, between periods during Leaf games. I don't know if he's been doing that this whole time. I could be wrong, but, obviously Kypreos and Friedman used to be together on Hockey Night in Canada, Cam. And then Kypreos left Hockey Night in Canada, and now he's been back on television. He does his radio show.
I like him, man.
I've done a show a couple of times. It's kind of like a TV/radio show.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out, Nicky Boy. He's on the pod, too.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool. So they're doing their thing, but they lose again last night. Toronto does. I'm looking at Sheldon Keefe, and the clock has begun. It started a long time ago, probably, but now it's officially begun. He will not be the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs when the season begins next year. I don't know if he's going to get fired this offseason. I don't know if they'll wait till after the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to happen this season. But I'm just going by the body language. He knows it. Toronto knows it. The rest of the league knows it. It's just the nature of the business.
It is.
And he will not be the head coach of Toronto much longer.
I just want to show you this just so you know. You know what I mean?
And again, you look at the way that roster is built, whatever. We all know they're top heavy. Everyone talks about the core four. I'm so sick of talking about the core four. They got to do something, go deep into the playoffs before they can get any type of name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You call them the core
obviously
four.
Colorado's better than you right now.
Hey, the core four is like a name you get when you win championships and stuff like that. You don't call them the core four from losing in the first round every year.
I get that.
They got to the second round, and now we're going to, the core four. And we can't call them that. Because they're called the core four. The reason why they're the core four is not a positive; it's a negative. It's because they make all the money, and nobody else can make any money there.
Well, they put up all the points too.
They do. And then you can't build a championship caliber team around them. Their goaltending's not very good right now, man.
You can maybe. You maybe can. You just got to get lucky with some young guys that step up and they're really good.
You got to get lucky. You said, yeah, okay.
Everybody has to get lucky.
Yeah,
everybody does.
Yeah. Okay.
Even with. What, you don't think so?
No,
there's a little bit of luck to everything with a player that came from nowhere and came Jordan Binnington to whatever.
You don't find a number one defenseman with luck. Okay?
No doubt, but you
don't win without a number one.
No, but you find that third line guy that scores big time goal.
That's luck. Yeah, fine. They don't have that. Whatever.
I'm just saying.
But you know what? You don't win without a number one D-man. That's been proven. That's a fact.
100.
Find me a championship team that has won without an alpha dog on the back end.
Dude, I've said that before here. You're damn right. You're damn right. I don't know if they have that. There's a lot that goes into winning a championship, man. And a little bit of luck, but you got to – I mean, they got some tools. They got the firepower to do whatever the fuck they want. But they just can't – it's the balance of that team. I don't know. I don't know. But when your head coach comes out and says that a team you're competing against, basically. I know they're in a different conference, but your stars are all competing against each other. And they're here, and your stars are here.
Colorado.
You didn't see that quote?
I didn't. Well,
Unless
no.
it was AI.
Well, look, find it. AI.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson?
No. Artificial intelligence.
Oh.
You haven't noticed that?
Wow. Is there a lot of that going on right now?
Oh, dude. They'll trick you.
I'll
explain it real quick.
I've been too caught up in Stephen A. Smith versus Jason
I saw that
Whitlock.
too. Weird. Fuck both of them.
I need you to break that one down.
No, you can't because they're both stupid. Stephen A. Smith, I saw you throw out the first pitch. You're literally breaking down the Yankees the day before, and he goes out there like this. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah. And then he's breaking down UFC, and he shows a picture of him like, remember the video that you punched my hand?
Yeah.
He was doing the same thing. Joe Rogan's like, get this guy out of here. Anyway.
Did he?
But I like Stephen A. Smith. He ain't bad, dude. It is what it is.
Stephen's cool.
And he's making a ton of money, and he's controversial in a good, healthy way. Like, he's cool. I don't mind him, but he can't throw a first pitch out. But no, AI.
Mike Coffey's cold.
But AI, sometimes you'll see a Joe Rogan clip or a Biden clip or Trump on social media. And you'll listen to it, and it sounds just like them, and their lips are somewhat in sync, but a little off. And they'll say the craziest shit ever.
Who's this again?
This is AI, artificial intelligence. There's an AI app that you could download that they could write stories for you. They could create different things.
That voice?
Yes.
That guy?
But they could show your face and your voice and say, I like meat. I'm stronger than Cam. I'm good at this. And you're like, whoa, Andy, calm down.
I could survive in
the
conditions.
Andes Mountains. And you're like, whoa, this guy's cocky. But you're a little off. That's AI.
Wow.
Or Joe Biden's like, I like ice, but I like smelling young girls better. Or something like that. And you're like, whoa.
Oh, my God.
You're like, no, that's AI. Yeah.
So I've heard this voice. I thought that was a real person who's like voiceovering all these different things.
No. That's AI, dude. Yes. Scary. So they could fuck us too. Although I say enough stupid things.
Oh yeah.
But like they could be like,
Stephen A. Smith though and Jason Whitlock. It's like no one even cares about your beef with one another. It's like not even relevant.
They're like, I got.
And
this.
he was like, I've waited long enough. Jason Whitlock is a piece of shit. Okay. It's like, what? Like, okay,
what else?
I know. Like, what else is it?
What else? Bring him down.
Why are you doing this?
No, he's calling out you in your stupid book where you said that you made 15,000 threes in a row and the guy caught you. And then they have all this stuff for his college he went to where he goes back and gives speeches. And Jason Whitlock's like, you sure you played? Here are your teammates that you're representing. We can't find their name on any.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he said he played college basketball?
Yeah.
And there's no proof. You can't lie about that.
I know. So Jason Whitlock's kind of calling. There's a couple little things that's why that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then Stephen A. Smith's like, I got something to say. And he comes out.
I'm waiting.
And all he said was
enough.
call him a bitch.
I know.
And a fat ass.
And a fat bastard.
Fat bastard. And you're like, okay. And then everybody's clipping off the fat bastard thing. Now they're associating that clip to
like, I got something
Mike
to say
McCarthy
about
with
this
the Cowboys.
Fat bastard. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Like, this
But
is,
nothing happened.
But
There's
like,
no substance.
This is not like.
Yeah. That's what's going down.
You think they're talking behind the scenes, and this is
maybe they are. Sometimes you got to look at that too. Not just AI.
Yeah.
But you also have to look at two guys. Now, do they need that? Whitlock needs it more than Stephen A. Smith. But like that's like me and you going with Curfew or something, who we love. We love all those. We don't have any we don't have any enemies, which is good, and we like that. Mm-hmm. But what if we went, fucking Curfews, I heard they did this, and they're like, fuck you. And then all of a sudden it builds up, and like we both build our brands
listen,
which they don't need either.
I love listen, I will say this about Curfew, because the other day, like they were like reacting to like USA Hockey and like the players like blowing kisses and all that.
Yeah.
And I just, it's so funny because, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, yeah.
They didn't care.
No, they did care.
Oh, yeah?
They didn't like it.
That's all good.
And you know what? These guys,
I don't blame them. I get that.
These players, I mean, like the USA hockey players, man, like they
cocky, baby.
Growing up in the States, man, like it's not just like it's not small town Canada or whatever, like where it's just hockey. They grew up watching these NBA players and the NFL players, and like they're exposed to. It's like a completely different
it's a different world in the
world
US.
in terms of how these hockey players grow up playing the sport,
social media,
and watching. They're watching like NFL and NBA and MLB and all that when like the hockey players growing up were just watching these hockey legends. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, I get that. I guess.
So I get what they're saying, and it's funny to me because listen, those guys they live in the U.S. and they love it here and all that, and I get that, man. It's funny. They never hide from that, but it's like they are hockey players at the end of the day. And with USA winning, you just see that competition come out a little bit. And they're like, fuck, man. They want Canada to win, man. So Canada will remember that, USA. You're going to have to obviously bring it next time you play Canada. All of a sudden, you're kind of like on top of the hockey world now, man. But they don't like how you act all the time, man. You're going to have to bring it next time, too. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you to a certain extent, but you don't think Canadians are watching fucking basketball? You don't think Canadians are watching NFL?
More so now.
They all are.
But
they're watching everything we're doing.
No, more so now. But I would say
the Raptors up there and stuff.
I would say the hockey players though that are like our age, they probably didn't grow up watching it as much as the guys who do now, man.
Yeah, but what does that mean? So you're watching basketball?
Because I think
they're gonna be a little bit more loud because of that.
Oh yeah. I think if you grew up in the States, man.
I think they don't even watch it. I think
these kids having a kid and whatever, seeing how like they emulate like other athletes and stuff like that.
A lot of them come out east. Their parents got money. They got a little bit of cockiness to them anyway. They're unbelievable superstars. They're superstars in high school. They're superstars in college. Then they come out and they're just that way because of what they did. They're not watching. Look, LeBron did that. Hey. I'm going to be like LeBron.
And they also know it's like playing for Team USA. Now it's almost like the rest of the world against USA.
Of course.
And all that.
That's how they get their cockiness.
And they're in Sweden and whatever.
Hockey will make you cocky, and that rhymed.
I just liked how they came out because it was like, it was just uppy. It was just kind of like, and
they were chirping them too.
It's like, hey, man, that competitiveness comes out, man, at the end of the day. Like
USA, baby.
Like they want Canada to do well, and I respect that.
Yeah, so anyway, I think that they're just cocky players now.
USA's always had cocky players.
Yeah, big time. With their long hair and they're doing their thing.
USA's always had cocky players.
Yeah. Or they're at Minnesota.
Even going back to like, the Ronick, Kachuk era and all that.
Cake eaters. Hell yeah. Hey, they put on a show, man. They put on a show. Now let's
get those Russians
Cutter
back in there,
Cutter Gauthier kid, man.
Gauthier.
I didn't like what he did. Like, I know a lot of people are like, I love it. This is cool. I'm like, you fuck over an organization like that. And I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe they didn't want to sign him early. Who knows? But as of right now, it's only been a couple years, so it's petty no matter what. There's how much things did you observe throughout this time? You weren't even there that much. You're doing your own thing. How much do you know about this organization? And now you're going to like completely ignore them. I'm just telling you,
man.
Well,
that's the part that I don't like.
Like, just tell them.
I get if you don't want to sign.
You can go to Anaheim instead.
And if you're upset, well, I don't know if you got to pick that.
Okay. Well, you're going to Anaheim.
They got a good young team.
Okay, so does Philly now. I mean, Philly's doing pretty well. They're doing better than Anaheim.
Listen, man.
But my point is...
Hey, remember Eli Manning when he got drafted first overall and he was all pissed off and he refused to sign with the Chargers?
Yeah, well, he told him that off the bat.
You've got this guy from USC right now, this quarterback, who's saying he will not enter the draft unless he knows for 100% that Chicago is trading the first overall pick and that they're not going to draft him. I mean, and this kid was drafted 5th overall. It's just, we're not used to seeing this in hockey. I know everyone brings up Eric Lindros and whatever.
That was a complete... Eric Lindros was gigantic.
Yeah, I know.
That was a big difference.
I know.
5th and the first. I mean, come
Dude,
on.
I hear this guy and the dynamic in terms of where he comes from and whatever. It's just a little different.
Yeah, you didn't talk to the team.
You ever hear?
That's a monster team.
You ever hear about like a kid that like, or a player or whatever who kind of sticks to himself and the running joke is like he's a table for one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I played guys like that.
Somebody described
everybody else is
Cutter
here,
Gauthier as a table for one type guy.
Well, it seems like it right now.
So this may be the best situation. They got Jamie Drysdale in Philly. listen, maybe it's going to be a blessing in disguise. I don't like the fact that, and this is where, and listen, I know his agent Kurt Overhart very well. I've always gotten along with Kurt. Sometimes you got to, the advice you give the kid, it's perception. You got to think long term too, man. How this is going to affect his reputation moving forward. Is it, truly going to match who he is from a character standpoint? And when you're playing college games and when Philly is there to watch you and you've got reputable people like John LeClaire and Danny Briere and these guys, and you're refusing to talk to them, even to say hello or whatever, it's just like, I don't know about all that, man. Sometimes I get that you don't want to sign there, but there is a certain level of respect that, you can certainly show too.
Yeah, no shit.
So that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's exactly what I said before you said that. Like, that's just ridiculous. Just tell them. You know what I mean? Like Danny Briere, Keatone, all these guys, John LeClaire, all those guys have played so long. They're so respectable. And you're too good for them. Big market like that. What? Really weird. And listen, I'm telling you, man, played a long time. I've been through the ups and downs. Hockey karma gets you.
Oh.
It gets you. It's real. It's real. Just like if you went out and you're a jackass to some old lady over there, somebody's going to get you.
Hey, the
dude.
Philly.
It's the same shit.
Philly's interesting, man. It reminds me of St. Louis.
I like Philly, dude.
Because they've got so many alumni around there.
Yeah.
And everybody's like around. They're on television.
Yes.
They're here. They're there. And so it's like everyone's coming after them. You know what I'm saying?
You're messing with that whole huge historic organization.
So you got like the president of the team making comments, the general manager making comments.
Like even
you got like Scotty Hartnell and these guys on television.
All those guys.
Uppy obviously
like,
is
no. He's like, this is what it takes to be
former Philadelphia Flyer.
Yeah.
This is how you
respect.
This is the type of qualities you have to be able to play here.
Yeah.
And if you don't have those, you're not going to survive here. I love that part about it.
That historic franchise, Broad Street Bullies, all those guys. You got Dave Brown a part of that, and you're going to do that to this team?
Dude,
I'll tell you out of your
his
mind?
first game back in Philly is going to be must-see television.
Not to mention those fans.
Although they're like threatening to throw like batteries and stuff.
Now they're threatening their life. And like, look, our boy Kevin Hayes took shrapnel too.
Dude, what was that?
What was that all about? And they're talking about.
I talked to Kevin a lot about this.
They're talking about his dead brother. I heard that.
God.
I'm like, that fucking pisses me off.
Kevin said that to me. Kevin said they're bringing up my brother. All this stuff
pisses me off. And that's our team now because we see Kevin, dude. You see him a ton. You see him every goddamn day, dude.
Yeah.
And you hear that? That pissed me off.
I talked to him the night that his name was brought into this. It's like this fucking reporter, man.
And then John Torrance.
Hey, listen, I've been in that situation where I reported shit that maybe was inaccurate or I felt like shit about, but like I've never made up something like or said something so ridiculous, okay, in a situation like this. This is where it looked like amateur hour to me. You're like, I know he doesn't want to sign here, guys, but you know that player playing in St. Louis?
Yeah, he's got his hands.
He's got his fingerprints all over this. And then you want to backpedal and say, that's not what I meant. What I'm saying is, well, he didn't like Torts. He didn't like it. He was
Krug.
They made it sound like he was like boys with Cutter Gauthier, dude. Kevin Hayes. And first off, his backpedal was inaccurate, saying, well, the Flyers wanted him to go. No. Boston College, where Kevin Hayes played, they were the ones that reached out to Kevin Hayes and said, hey, man, will you go golfing with this kid? They're trying to convince him to stay a second year, to stay at Boston College. So, and Kevin Hayes plays for the Philadelphia Flyers. This kid's a draft pick for the Flyers. So even when Hayes talked to the Flyers about it, they're like, yeah, go ahead. It's probably a good idea. Get to know this kid. He's our draft pick, 5th overall. BC, they're trying to, whatever. So they have a golfing arrangement, right? The kid shows up late.
Yeah.
All right? And it's at Kevin Hayes' course. So he invites him out to his course, shows up late, plays for 9 holes, and then leaves. Hayes stayed and played the rest of the round. He played 18 holes. So that was it. They didn't hang out ever again after that. They're not boys. Cutter Gauthier goes on like a podcast kind of presenting it like they're tight and they hang out and they talk all the time. They've never hung out since then. Kevin Hayes sent the kid a text after he won the gold medal saying congrats, and the response back was like, thank you. But as Kevin Hayes said to me, he said, why would I tell a kid not to go to Philly? What do I have against Philly, man? They paid me over $50 million. I've got nothing negative to say about the Philadelphia Flyers. Did he get along with Torts, man, and I'll give Torts a lot of credit too, man. And I sent Torts a text.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to say how he responded and what he said, man, but this is what I love about Torts, man. I don't love everything about Torts, but there's a lot of things that I do. And John Tortorella sent Kevin Hayes a text basically saying, hey, do you need me to do anything here? Is there anything you need from me? You know, and for Kevin Hayes or John Tortorella at the press conference to be like, hey, is that guy who made the report, is he in here? And the guy's like, yeah, I'm here. He's probably thinking like he's going to pump my tires or something and be like, great job, great report.
Knew it was coming,
well, so anyway, so he's like, yeah, I'm here. And he's like, obviously gives it to him and whatever. And then obviously we have the backpedal after that. I just don't understand how in that situation, even if Kevin Hayes were to be like, yeah, Philly sucks, it's not a fun. This guy's got to be in position with his agent and his family and make their own decisions, okay? It's not on another player.
They're like, oh,
who he
maybe
doesn't
he's right.
even know to influence his decision.
Well, I think
that's one of the goofiest reports I've heard in a long time.
And this kid's a little too cocky for his britches.
And the team, I'm glad that I think Keith Jones came out and made a statement and said,
Briere.
hey, listen, and Briere, this has nothing to do with Kevin Hayes.
Yeah, no, it
So
doesn't.
stupid,
It doesn't.
man.
But I think people tie the fact that maybe like Torrey Krug talked to Hayes before he went when that trade was going to go down with St. Louis and Philly. But like even then, well, Hazy's probably get me the hell out of here. I need a new.
Yeah,
but even then, like you don't think Torrey Krug knew that?
But,
Like,
he's
he's not convinced of Torrey Krug.
Torrey Krug is coming off a bad year. He just had a baby. They just built a house
I
or
know.
bought a house, and he knows that this is an important year for him. And listen, Torrey Krug's had a rebound year, man. He's played some good hockey this season.
Big time.
I know the
But
power
that's where
play
it
isn't
stemmed.
great and all that, but you know what? He's played way better than he did a year ago, and he's back on a radar where I think if the Blues ever wanted to revisit that, I bet you teams would have some interest in Torrey Krug if they wanted to go back down that road, just based on the way that he's playing right now. But no, I don't know, man. I don't know if
Isn't that why he brought it up is because of maybe the rumor that
he
said Torrey Krug shouldn't go there. I don't know.
But I think in that situation too, Torrey Krug's looking at Philadelphia. They had a terrible year last year. They're like in a rebuild.
Kevin
He's
Hayes
like, I'm not going there, right? That's not the best thing for my situation. Nobody saw Philadelphia, and I'll give Tortorella, Keith Jones, Briere, everybody there a lot of credit. Philadelphia is actually in St. Louis tonight, man.
Yeah.
That, I think they're 4 points behind the New York Rangers for first place in the division, dude. They're having a hell of a season.
And the Rangers are like breaking records, winning.
And their power play's terrible too in Philly.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? And they're still doing it. But
and Carter Hart,
you know what I got out of that whole thing that you just said?
Huh.
Andy goes, it was Kevin Hayes' course. The kid showed up late to you don't do that, right?
No.
Isn't that disrespectful?
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, it is.
It is, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So if somebody invites you to golf with them,
oh yeah,
and you show up late,
I wasn't late.
And you show up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I wasn't late.
Am I talking about you? I didn't know that.
No, you are.
But you guys know if like you are a member of a course and you invite somebody and they show up late to a tee time, like that's complete disrespect.
No, you
right?
are.
Isn't that right?
You're talking about me.
Am I?
Yeah.
Were you late?
No, I was not late.
Oh, okay.
We got to get going. We got to get to Alexandre Daigle.
Oh, my God.
On this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast.
Hell yeah.
Episode number 273, presented by
First
Form, baby.
Right here. Yoink.
Hey, I'm doing that challenge, buddy. The First Form challenge. The New Year's challenge.
I know. I had to take my shirt off.
We had to take pictures.
Oh, God. I had Kate take a picture because big Nicky boy.
He just won like a big time award or something.
I know, at some big gala.
Like the Core Values
so
Award.
Beautiful.
They look like they were at the Golden Globes.
Beautiful couple.
Christy looked great too.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
As usual. And so Big Nick's like, Cam, you guys got to get on this. He goes, I just need you to take your shirt off and weigh yourself and send it in to us. And I'm like, all right, I got this. I take my shirt off. I go in the bathroom and go, Kate, find a good
angle.
I look like a goddamn mutant. I haven't seen a picture of me with my shirt off in a while. I'm not confident right now, And I look at it, I'm like, oh God, take another one. She takes another one. It looks even worse. I'm like, I'm pale. I got hair. God, shave this off. But I did it anyway, Andy. I did it anyway. Yeah. And I sent that bad boy in, and I was like 255 pounds.
How you doing on the challenge so far?
Well, over the weekend, I'm not gonna lie to people. Kate made a lot of food, She made lasagna from scratch, which is so goddamn good.
From
I went to
scratch.
McDonald's this morning too because
Oh my God.
I figured Maddie was cold in here, and I wanted to hook him up with a hot biscuit and some hash browns.
This is not
Because I am a good human being, and so that kind of put on some. I drank a cup of beer.
okay. Let's just.
I'm just saying.
This challenge. You're
I'm just saying.
failing the challenge, dude.
It's not going good, but we got time.
Well, you got to get on the rebound now.
I know.
Cam's gonna go home and sleep it off.
Well, I got fantasy camp this weekend with the guys, traveling next weekend with the guys. So I want to be like in a little bit better shape so my clothes fit me better, you know. There's some big things coming up, you know. We do these galas and stuff now. I'm saying yes to people again. So I need to look a little tighter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You do. So just get it together.
There's like social media stuff. I'm
Hey,
like,
you can
fuck.
get the protein powder, all the apparel. Cam's wearing a First Form hoodie right now. That's a First Form
Hey,
hoodie.
you notice that, eh?
Yeah.
I wore
I've got that
a
same
First
one.
Form thing to a gala the other day.
Wow.
And it looked no one even knows except for it says First
No
Form.
one even knew.
They know if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
But you should want them to know. So, like, let them know, man.
First Form, baby.
They got so much different. But obviously the bars and all that, they got stuff for kids and whatever. But you can get on these like different challenges, man. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm gonna get ripped.
So let me see your picture.
No, dude.
Why? I'll show you mine right now.
Okay, I will. I'll show you.
Can we
I'll show you mine.
show me it.
Actually, it's on my wife's phone.
No, it's on your. No, it's on your phone. Why? Wow.
No, I'll show it to you.
I'll show you mine right
I'm
now.
not afraid to show it.
Show me.
I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I
Were you in your underwear? Because I was.
No,
I was.
I had like a pair
I
of
did a full
shorts
body
on.
in my undies, and my wee didn't look big or anything. Like just, it was an all-time negative photo. But you got to do what you got to do. It was cold. It was one of the cold spurts we got in St. Louis. Show me real quick.
I gotta find it. When would we have?
What kind of underwear do you wear? You wear boxers? So you probably wear
boxer
underwear.
briefs.
Okay.
So get to firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Cam, that is the link you have to use.
Yeah, use that link. You'll see all their products, man. They got all kinds of good stuff,
Everything.
man. From the
Yes.
beef sticks to the energy drinks
Yes.
to how to work out. They have
They're the
videos.
best. They're the best. Get the protein bars, get the beef sticks, all that stuff. First Farm.
Yeah.
Energy drinks.
Energy drinks too, yeah.
Firstform.com
This is First
/Cam
Farm.
and Strick, baby. We're doing the New Year's challenge. I'm getting jacked, dude. No, I really am.
Oh, I know you are.
Yeah. So make sure you log like when you're eating and don't
Oh,
don't.
that, dude.
It may kick you off.
No,
the
they'll
app.
be like,
They'll be like,
whoa.
they'll be like, whoa, this is like not the type of person that we really.
I know.
Like you're failing the challenge.
God, I eat so much.
Although in reality, First Form, like they don't ever be embarrassed.
Yeah, no, they're not going to kick you to the curb.
No, dude,
They're not
they
gonna kick you.
embrace everybody.
Yeah, even people like me, you know.
Like they're never gonna judge you. That's
No.
the best part about it.
But they probably should judge
No, but I can go
sometimes.
into that gym and I can work out and feel comfortable, dude. Honestly, I've done that
Andy, you talk to people.
and work out.
He's the worst workout partner.
And then I always
ever.
get like a shake afterwards. Which is
And he's
great.
just like, you
Protein
can't get
shake.
things done with him. Like, you're like,
It's not
hey,
true.
did you hear about this? Like, I'm fucking bop. I'm doing like, all,
Huh.
and he's like, I need to talk to you about something. Ty scored a goal the other day. Well, look here, I'll break it down. So this is what happened.
Championship game
I'm like,
today.
ba-bam, ba-bam. Like,
Championship game today.
yeah. Is that why we're in here early?
No, we have morning skate. I gotta be there actually soon.
Okay.
The Flyers are in town. We'll see if all the media like corners Kevin Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they will. In a good way. I don't think they're going to. I think I'm a big dude.
I don't mean to be too hard on that reporter too, because I understand he probably feels.
Well, we've all said stupid things.
Yes.
Okay.
But just come out and say, you know.
It's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I fucked up. My bad.
But
Torch,
here's
my
what
bad.
here's what he said that he shouldn't have said. He said that a source from inside the organization told him. So he's implying that the source is saying that the organization believes
Yeah.
that Kevin Hayes has his fingerprints all over this.
What does that even mean, though? You know, what guy from the organization? What guy?
Who was it?
Who was it? Was it an ex-player, or was it the guy that works for the other guy that's down here that
Was it
works for
an
the
usher?
Like, is that guy? You know, he's part of the organization,
Mhm.
but he's
The
here.
guy who parks cars.
Yeah, the elevator guy. He talked to you about that?
Who was it?
Was it Danny Briere? Like, who was it?
Illinois Recovery Center, baby.
Oh man,
The IRC.
it's right after the holidays. You know, I hope a lot of people are doing better, and I bet you, since we've talked about that people have helped, and I've seen messages that were sent my way about the kid in the corner, man, sitting by himself. Like I said, and I always bring this back up, but they've helped him. They're getting into a program. They realize it. The cool cousin Kyle came over and actually talked to him because everybody else is fucking ignoring him. Because why talk to him? He's the alcoholic. Well, we don't care about him, but you need to care about him. And so I have seen people text me, man, that they've had help. They've gotten help. And Chrissy Pondoff and Eric Conley are doing God's work over there, man. They truly are. And Chrissy's been texting me off the hook. We need to go to dinner together.
Let's do it, dude.
I know.
Well, come on, let's make the plan.
Okay.
Cam's sleeping the whole
And he's
time.
like, can you come back out next week? I go, yeah. So I'm going to text him.
Okay,
So I'm going to go back out there next week.
I'd like to
too.
go out there with you.
Check it out. Talk to the
But
patients.
he's trying to get a hold of Cam, and Cam's sleeping.
No, I'm not.
And so he's not getting
No,
back to
I
him.
actually answer the phone when he calls. Man, I need a break throughout the day. I need a break.
Tired.
I need a break.
I'm freezing right now.
I'm
Illinois Recovery Center. Check out their website. If you want to get in touch with Chrissy, Eric, reach out to us, and we can help you do that.
They'll help you. They will. They're the real deal, and they've been through it.
1-800-743-0971.
The real deal.
The real deal.
They are.
And Chrissy's awesome, dude. You can talk to these guys. They've been through it before. So
Chrissy got a new puppy.
Did he?
Little puppy.
A lot of people have been
Cute
getting new
little
dogs.
puppy dog. Probably going to treat it a lot better than you treat your dog, Andy. That's a fact.
Oh, I forgot.
They're probably
going
gonna
to
snuggle
let
with it.
Blade back inside this morning.
Oh, see out in the doghouse?
I'm kidding. Come on now.
Oh, Andy treats Blake great.
He's gaining a little weight.
What's he eat?
I don't know what my wife's getting. Probably the expensive food.
Soybeans?
Illinois Recovery Center, baby. Check it out and know that they're there for you, confidential, all that type of stuff, man. If you ever reached out to Cam and I too, that stays confidential.
Yeah, no doubt.
In fact, the people who have reached out to me, I don't even tell Cam that.
Yeah, reach out to Andy. He'll let you know. He'll let you know exactly what you're going through. I told you he's like the doctor that you talk to.
Maddie, can I get a Kleenex? My nose is like.
He's like the guy.
running.
The doctor's like, just get through it. Well, I'm dying.
I'm kidding.
No, Maddie, don't worry about it.
I mean, it's just so cold in here.
It's freezing.
We're going to have to talk to Alex about this. This is like inhumane working conditions.
Cold.
Thank you. Woo. SparksandSparks.com, man. SparksHockey.com.
Hell yeah.
I didn't see Ty lose an edge this weekend.
Well, he could have easily.
Could
if he
have.
didn't have the sparks. You know, even this like putting your skates in. I always use guards on my skates. I know that's like a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. I put my skate guards on my skates and I put them in my pants, my hockey pants in my bag.
Oh, that's a good
so
idea.
they just protect them a little bit more.
Oh, I like
you're
that.
throwing hockey bags everywhere. You're getting on planes. You're doing
that's
this.
a good
You're doing
idea.
that. So take your put a nice covers on your skate blades and put them inside your pants.
Okay, that's a good idea. SparksHockey.com. And I say that I didn't see a lot of kids falling. And the obvious answer is because they're taking care of their skates using that Sparks hockey machine. It's the best investment you're ever going to make.
It is. It simplifies your hockey life, dude. And he's going from Chicago to there, blah, 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 blah. At least the one thing he's doing that's kind of like, easy going is he knows that his Ty's skates are going to be sharp.
Yeah.
Now the travel back and forth, and he's going to have to walk home and then take Ivy here and then do that. But other than that, at least the skates are
I'm a little
gonna be
nervous today because it's the championship game, and I decided not to sharpen the skates this morning. I did it before.
Don't overthink it.
I know. I just,
Do you look at his edge? Is it fine?
Yeah,
then who
they
cares?
look okay, yeah.
Who cares?
Okay.
Overthinking.
Well,
Good Lord.
You don't want to overthink it.
No, it's going to drive you crazy,
Yeah,
man.
I know. SparksHockey.com. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Bellman and Bellman.com. At Bellman, you get no what?
Swinging dicks. Just so all y'all know, no swinging dicks.
But you do get sushi and flavored water. They take care of you. It's unlike any customer service you'll ever get, Cam.
They got good customers. They're not going to do that, but they'll treat you great. And your wife can go there and talk to people
By herself.
by herself, and she's not going to get fucking weirded out by the weirdos.
What do you mean?
Hey, like, oh God,
Mm-hmm.
they'll go right after your wife. Bragger, I told you, I played high school with your husband. He's a pussy.
I
like,
heard.
"What?"
I heard. Seth tried to apply to Bellman.
Oh God.
They said no.
Well,
They're like, you can't work here.
you can't work here. We want you nowhere around anybody,
Yeah.
especially the
They're
females
like, why don't
and the
you go
animals.
work at our competition?
Yeah, go work at our competition. See how that goes.
They've
Please.
got lots of people like you, actually.
Yeah. Seth. Oh, God. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
There's one in every subdivision.
Oh, God. You think it's that many of them?
There's a weirdo in every big subdivision.
I don't know if there's one in every single one. Yeah, there might be.
Yeah, there is. Just got to watch out for it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know. He's a
I
guy
worry
looking through your
about
window.
My neighbor's
There's a weird smell coming from his room.
garden right now with this cold weather.
Huh?
His garden.
His garden?
Nothing's
How's that going?
Nothing's surviving now.
Well,
There's a weird smell coming from his. Oh, God.
if you go down to his room, you're like, what is that? It's not like
Okay.
weed. No, it's like something
It's
that
like
comes from death.
Oh, God.
And you're like, whoa.
Okay.
Like, it's a weird, unique smell that you're like, that's not an animal.
Okay.
But there's a mixture of animal stench in there.
Okay.
Something else.
Bellman and Bellman.com, man. And they're looking for your used car, too. Don't worry about that. They will buy your used car from you. Everybody gets approved as well.
That's nice. Everybody gets approved.
Everybody gets approved. So, like, if you have bad credit, you've been struggling.
Dude, you missed a couple payments on your credit card. Your fucking credit gets screwed, man.
I know, but they understand. They've been there.
I've been there, dude. I had the money in the account, and I just forgot.
You forgot to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get
It's a kid.
automatic like
bills
withdrawal.
coming in. I forget here and there.
I know. And then Tesson Roofing at TessonRoofing.com. Cam, Brett Tesson, the shit kicker.
Awesome guy,
Get
man.
that nano shield and
Damn
check
right.
out the new roof over there at Tesson Roofing, baby. All right, Alexandre Daigle got drafted first. Nobody remembers number 2. Remember?
Ooh, yeah.
Everyone remember? Hey, listen, but you're going to get a different perspective of this guy. And
He's
not
really
many
cool.
people have heard from Alexandre Daigle. This guy drafted first overall back in 1993.
Yep.
And still played over 600 games, but widely considered to be a bust because of how much attention he got. He went to Ottawa, and I don't know if the bust label is fair. There's a lot of other first overall picks that had much worse careers than he had, and I think his teammates liked him for the most part.
Yeah.
And
He's happy. He laughed at everything. I love it.
he's doing great in his post-hockey career. He's got a great documentary that's coming out, man. We get into all of it. You haven't heard too many conversations with Alexandre Daigle until now on the Cam and Strick podcast. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. So you're in Montreal right now?
Yeah, I am. Sadly.
Why?
Why is that?
Because it's Canada?
Yeah, because I got married to a French girl.
Oh.
What happened? All comes down to Montreal.
And so now you're stuck there. You'll never get out, man.
No chance. No chance. And my kids are too old now.
How old?
So,
How old?
It's 11, 14, and 16.
Boys,
so-
girls?
2 girls and a small boy.
Does he play?
He does. Yeah, I put him on defense.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely zero pressure.
Yeah.
And very basic player.
Yeah. Up, off the glass and out?
That's exactly what it is.
You look good, man. You look young, dude.
Thanks.
God.
Yeah. And then, I went on your Instagram, and you're flexing a lot. You get all those photos with the Rocky stuff. I said, hey, okay. You're rocking it.
Yeah, we never crossed paths, I don't think. I don't think we crossed paths.
No, I don't think we ever fought.
Yeah. No, we didn't. Yeah, man.
But I think, we did. Which year did you play?
05 to 15.
No.
Yeah, you're in Swiss, I think.
Exactly. I started 205, 206 in Switzerland.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Which is probably pretty cool. Switzerland.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You could have settled down there, buddy. You could have settled down in Switzerland.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, the first 2 kids were born there.
Really?
But it's like in Europe, you don't get your passport right away.
Yeah.
But for them, it didn't really matter. And, I was at the end of the road. So for me, it was just settling down, being back to the family. But retrospect, I would have played a couple more years and stay there.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we just rock and roll, man.
Yeah,
just like this, we just have conversations. So people do not hear from Alexandre Daigle very often, man. So say hello to the people. Say hi to the people there, Alexander.
Funny, because the podcast you talked about is the only one I ever did.
Yeah, I know.
And I know you look at my Instagram, it's 0 pictures.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna creep you out when we get done with
Why
this.
is that? Why is that? You don't want to share any? You're a private guy or what?
I'm a private guy, and I think personally, if you're going to be on those platforms, you do have something to sell, or you do have something to it's part of your, your job in a sense. So, and my job doesn't require that. So,
What is your job? What
are you doing?
Do you sell insurance or something? Like, what do you do for a living?
I work for Attraction Media. It's a production company down in Montreal. We do a lot of TV show, a lot of French, and we have an outfit in Toronto. So I work more with the Toronto one.
Okay.
And we do have a show in production now. It's going to be in the States. I can't announce it, but it's going to be a major network in probably in June.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of show?
Yeah.
Because we want to be on the show, Alexander. So like we're auditioning for the show right now, actually.
It's a little bit like you seen the Deadliest Catch?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about the same, but another fish. Just put it that way. So that's one of the shows.
Sharks.
And we do have a show in Montreal called En Direct from the Universe. It's one of the highest ranking show for the last 10 years. So, we do a lot of good TV. Yeah.
Oh, those fishermen are hardcore, though.
7 years. Pardon me?
Those fishermen are hardcore. Like, that's a tough gig.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah, no, it's, it's fun to do podcasts, but going on the boat when, get the water there and everything you catch, that's your money. So it's not, it's pretty stressful.
Yeah, I was hanging out with some fishermen. In Cape Cod last
no,
summer.
You weren't.
I mean, yes, I was.
I'm actually filming there now.
In Cape Cod?
Maine, yeah.
Yeah, see? Cam?
Yeah.
That's where you go. That's where the hardcore fishermen are.
Andy brags like he went to some place that's like obscure. He went to Cape Cod with his family, and he brags about hanging out with fishermen. No, you didn't.
Hey, you always had like an interest in like Hollywood and stuff like that, didn't you? Like even like when you took your break from playing, it's like it must be nice. It's like I'm gonna play and then I'm gonna like stop playing, go hang out with like Hollywood producers, play pickup hockey, then come back and play. We'll get into that, but I mean, you always had that interest, didn't you?
Well, it's a bit complex than that, but I burned out when I was, I would say 15, 16. I had a tough time mentally, and I never had any, at that time, right now it's great. They have all those, those guys on staff, and, because 18 years old, you're going into, at the time was, I think we had 11 rookies in Ottawa, because those expansion rules were different than what Vegas got, right?
Yeah.
It was like you protect 12 players, 12 forwards, 6D, and 2 goalies. So what you get from Ottawa, but Ottawa pays, I think they pay $50 million for the team. So now you pay a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Oh, and the rule changed. So I arrived in the team was very tough, and mentally I was very shaky. And being in Ottawa, I don't know if people realize in the States how big hockey is in those markets. Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa. Even Calgary and Edmonton. And for me, I was French. I didn't speak English at the time. And Ottawa is a bilingual city as well. So for me, staying in town in April when the season was over was not an option. So I really, the temperature is terrible. And you go to the bars, you go everywhere. Everybody knows you. So I didn't really like that. So I it was Miami or LA. And for me, LA was easier. It was easier, and they had hockey there and a lot of hockey players there. And I brought my buddy, actually, my Martin Lettre. He was playing in minors for Detroit. He was a tough guy. I don't know if you maybe
I heard that name, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for 10 years we always went there, and we had a great time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, yeah, but you seem like you went back to LA. You're just meeting a bunch of people. Like, were you stressed out your whole? Like when you were 16 years old, you said you just stressed out by hockey, or like what was it?
No, it was more. For me, it was when I was 15. I won the scoring title in midget, and the NHL was not really something that I come from. My dad never played hockey, so it was not for us. It was more midget was the big thing in town. So I did that. I was very successful, and after that, I reached my goals. For me, resetting my goals was very tough. So, and I had an agent at the time, it was Pierre Lacroix. He died a couple of years ago, and super nice guy, and took me in, and he said, Alex, you have 2 years of junior. And after that, you can pretty write your life or whatever you want to do. And for me, that's how, I reset that goal. So I played junior to the fullest. I was very lucky. We went to the World Junior that year, and a bunch of young guys, and we won. And it was a good it was a great platform, and Ottawa got the first pick. I knew in the draft you had Pronger, you had Kariya, you had we knew we all played each other at the World Junior. I knew those guys were ahead, but I was French, and it was a French market. So that set up an whole, outblast of media and, created that legend. And I went to Ottawa. And so after that in Ottawa, you come and you lose all the time. That's another and resetting goals of losing every year. You're going to lose for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Like, there's no way you can't win. Because at that time, the free agency was 32 years old. So nobody wants to come to Ottawa on the free, you're 32, you want to win the cup at that time. You get, so with draft pick that they build that team, and after that you have to pay them. That's when, Chara had to go. And so that was the difficulty in Ottawa. But when I was there the first 4.5 years, when Jacques Martin arrived, it changed the culture a little bit. And, well, a lot, but we did have some great picks. Alfredson came in, Redden. So, we did okay. I think we made the playoff my last year there. But and after I got traded to, I think was the Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boy. And I met Roger Nilsson. So, and going back to LA was a very confirming thing. It was very fun.
So listen, I want to get back to that. So obviously you get drafted first overall, and people remember you, man, for being first overall and all that. Mm-hmm. So you knew, like, hey, man, like everyone's putting you up here. You're going to be the savior that's going to take Ottawa to the next level and be the guy. But you knew that you weren't the best player in the draft. You knew these other guys were better than you at the time, or were you thinking, hey, I'm the best player in the draft? Like, where was your mindset?
Well, I played with all those guys at World Junior.
Yeah.
So, because when you play in O, Cam, you know that. You play in the W, you play in the O or the Q, who's in your league, yeah, it was the best in my league. But when you go to the World Junior,
you see everybody else.
Chop. And you got Pronger at 6'6" and cross-checking everybody. And I think he was plus 99 that year in Peterborough. It was like, okay, man, legit.
Plus 99.
We talk a little bit. I'm no dummy. Like, come on, man. And Kariya, which didn't have any exposure to the Canadian sport broadcaster. He was playing, I think, in Maine or Vermont.
Playing college, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, at college at that time was not, not everybody was looking at this. And
right.
they didn't put a lot of credit to those players playing over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I knew. But when Ottawa came, for sure was a no-brainer for them. French kid, and you're going to lose anyway. So that for them was, yep.
So, all right, listen, everyone knows you made that comment about, I'm glad I went first because nobody remembers who went second,
Yeah.
Talking about Pronger. Who'd you say it to? And was it taken out of context? Did it all of a sudden, like, were you like, okay, I wasn't really being, or were you being serious when you said it? Like, who'd you say that to?
No, it was a scrum right after the draft. You got to reset. Like, I'm 18 years old with no media training, and I can barely speak English at the time. And for me, we just came back from the F1 race, right? And my dad always said, fuck, that guy always with the win. You never remember that guy the second next year. So for me, it was more about the draft. Like that day, I was very innocent. That changed. I'm almost 50, so I will never say those type of comments because they follow you for 30 years. People talk to me about it. And it's 1 minute in my life at the draft, which is, in a sense, one of my biggest day. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Did you ever talk to Pronger? Did he chirp you on the ice when you played against him? Did he ever say anything to you about it or no? No. Okay.
Never.
Oh, I bet he did, but you didn't hear it. I bet he did.
It's because he just cross-checked you in the back, and your ears were ringing.
I don't want to shirt back.
You blocked him out. Hey, so when did you became so damn popular so fast? Like when did it all hit you when you're like, whoa, man, everywhere I go, like people are talking to me. Like, was that just right off the bat? I mean, you got so much attention.
Yeah, I would say in August, when you go, well, first of all, I went to the 1st of July, you know, in Canada, you get that big party.
Yeah.
So in Ottawa, which is huge, I went there, I went on stage, and it was like, geez, man, I don't think you should. I didn't feel right, you know, because I knew as well, and, you know, you play enough. When you never play in the NHL, you didn't play one game, you never want to put a kid on a pedestal because now you put an arrow or you put something in his back. You know, it's common sense. They know that now, but at the time they didn't know, so they put me everywhere. I think that summer, no, the following summer I played, I think it was 20-something golf tournament for charity. Like, geez, man, it was painful. So, you know, because every day, that's what I have to do, go training, go. Mm-hmm. So I would say, yeah, the 1st of July was a big moment when I realized that. And after that, every time I went anywhere during training camp, I realized, wow. Because, you know, you remember it was the second year of the team. Everybody was still pumped up. Everybody had the dream of winning a Stanley Cup in Ottawa. Everybody was, you know, okay, we're building around this kid. And, yeah, so.
Hey, when you're getting that much attention,
yep.
How are the veterans with you? Are they jealous? Are they treating you like shit behind the scenes? Are they helping you, like guide you along? And what about the coaches? Because I know sometimes coaches, listen, if you're getting a lot of attention, they're going to try to bring you down as well. So like Rick Bowness, some of these guys, Alain Vigneault, who was an assistant, I believe, when you first came in. Yeah. Like, how were they with you, and how were the vets? Give me a guy or two who was good, and a guy who maybe like wasn't.
11 rookies.
I hear you. Yeah.
So it was
not many.
We didn't have the vets. I think was Conningworth was there. It was super nice. McElwain, Dave Nightlife McElwain was super nice. You know, Archibald was there. So it was. I didn't have any problems as far as chirping in the back, probably. But I didn't really feel it. I was really in my own world at that time as far as trying just to fit in. I think my first 2-3 months, I really give it all. If you look at my stats, I was
good numbers,
yeah, dude,
man.
You're flying.
I really, really wanted to prove myself I could do it. And after that, it was a different thing. But yeah, no, and Rick Bowness, I really loved Rick Bowness. He was a gentleman. I think it was his first NHL job, or maybe first head coach job. Mm-hmm. He was a super sweet guy. I'm sure he is now. And, you know, you don't stay in that league for that long. You know, there's a reason. Alain that was his first job too. So he was not the hard-nosed type guy that people know about. He was more, but it was funny because his first job, he thought he was the head coach. Nobody, because, you know, assistant coach, you try to be buddy with the players. You try to, you know, not that guy. No, fuck, man, hard nose.
So you signed that big ticket too, man. Did you grow up with money? Your mom and dad make money, so once you get that big ticket, you're guaranteed millions. Like, what'd you do with it? Were you like, fuck, I gotta take care of the guys. I need to buy this Ferrari, or are you like, no, I'm gonna be frugal.
Well, first of all, I bought my parents their house. That was the first thing I did. I didn't come from money at all. Midget, I didn't have money for my skates, so my dad went to the bar to get guys to chip in. And it's funny because the first month I was player of the month and they give me a pair of skates. So my dad went back to the bar and he said, "Hey, fuck, you guys want a pair of skates?" So I paid them the car to my mom and the house to my dad. That's pretty much it. The rest was just, living in house. I always had one house at a time. Was never. I think money changed you for sure because it gives you access, give you comfort, give you a lot of things. But when you're 18, you don't really realize it. You maybe was a bit different because I didn't play in the minors. I didn't have that grind in the minors. And when you get your first check, you're like, I went straight from junior, which you live with billets and you're in school and just have fun.
You're a child.
Yeah, so having $100,000 or $1 million in my bank account, they didn't really, I didn't realize it later. Mm-hmm. I did, of course, but as far as living, it was more, how do I grow as a man? How do I become whatever I want to become? And I have to figure it out what I want to become. That's another thing, and what type of lifestyle. I was in LA for a while, but I left LA and. When I was 30, I just changed my whole lifestyle. I went back to Montreal with my parents, and just because I knew it was not healthy. I knew there's no ending to this.
Were you partying hard? Were you partying?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. The only thing I never did drugs. That's the only thing.
That's good.
I had people around me that did drugs when I was growing up, and never ended well. It was
normally it doesn't.
Positive. So for me, so that was never. As far as partying during the season, well, the schedule is so tight, and you can't, skipping curfew. I never did that. Like it was never something part of my game during the season. But after the season, it was different. Now you have a couple of weeks off, and you come back to training camp, and you have to be in top shape, and there's very big competition. And I think people understand more the money value of your self-worth, because when we started, in 91, I think they but they released all the salaries.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, Lindros came in, and he was a big ticket. I think he signed for 5, so that changed the old complexion.
Yeah.
And for me, it was 2 years after, and the lockout happened. And when they changed the free agency, that changed everything.
Yeah, they changed the system, man. Like when you as a rookie, they changed the whole system. Like
because there was no ending. You had $5 million. I was at 2.5 Canadian. I had the last Canadian contract.
Oh, okay. So it was 2.5 Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, how much is that in America? We need to do. How much is that in American?
At the time?
That time was 60 cents on the dollar. It was very low, but whatever. It's still a lot of money.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money.
It is.
And did you your second and third contracts? Like was that
my second was?
What were you making?
1 point something,
Mm-hmm.
And after that it was 900 all through, something like that. Yeah.
So when did you stop, or did you ever start losing your passion for the game? And where was your passion for the game when you first came to the NHL? Were you wanting to be great? Were you wanting to live up to the number one billing? Where were you at mentally when you stepped into the NHL? And then, because then you took your little bit of a break. Do you feel like you needed it? You were just completely burned out? How did you arrive to that decision to walk away for a little bit?
Well, the fun was in there. I had a couple of teams that, I was in Philly, and after that I went to Tampa Bay. I was there for a cup of coffee, and I went to the Rangers. And the Rangers, it was just, it was the time you had Kevin Stevens, you had Theo Fleury, you had Rich Pilon.
Oh, wow. We had a couple of those guys on. Yeah.
We don't want to, dwell into that, but that was the type of framework that team was in. And for me, I didn't have fun. And, I think money was a big component in the sense that I had the freedom. I could stop whatever I wanted. So that was that released a lot of pressure. And for me, it was just, I had to reset. I had to, I always loved the game. You don't become pro if you don't love the game. It doesn't happen that way. But to be very, very good at the high level, you need that little fire. And that's something I never recaptured from my younger years.
So when you were playing and with the Rangers, we had Kevin Stevens on, and Theo. Was Kevin still in the mix? Was he in the program at that time, or was he still going at it pretty hard?
No, well, actually, he was in the program, but I think he had a big slip up in St. Louis.
He did. Were you on that team?
I was on that bus.
Wow, man, we had Neil Smith on too, who had to go to the jail to get him. Yeah, that happened in St. Louis, in East St. Louis. Man, he's buying crack or whatever from a prostitute in a hotel over there in East St. Louis. He was very open about it.
The taxi driver got him. Yeah. He set him up. He could have got killed that night and robbed.
I thought it was the girl that was with him.
Oh. The taxi driver was involved too. I believe that's what he said.
I think it was a girl.
The whole thing's fucked up, man.
Oh,
if you know East St. Louis, it's the worst of the worst. You know what I mean?
Well, it's there because Kevin is super nice. He's super witty. He's a funny dude, right? And to see him like this, I never saw him all year because he was super tight on the program. Well, not on the program, but on being sober.
Mm-hmm.
And that slip up, man. It was sad because never want to end up. I don't know if he played after. I don't know if he. I don't think was it the end of his career there.
I think so.
I think he played a few more years.
Yeah,
after
it's hard
that.
to recover from that one way or the
Oh,
other.
geez.
We'll look
Jeez.
that up. How was Mario with you? You know, as a French guy, you know, like did he take you under his wing? Like did you guys become tight at all or no?
Well, we did for the first part of the season. After that, I went to minors, so the
Yeah.
tightness went away.
Yeah.
He's like, you're no
But,
longer
You don't
here.
like me anymore.
But we had a great time. The first, but Mario didn't play all the games at that time, right? He was injured a lot,
hmm
but Mark Bergevin was in there as well. So that was priceless because Mark, you know, of course, you know him. He's super funny, right? But
hmm
he grew up with Mario. So that's why he played an extra 4 or 5 years. Nobody knows that. That's the only reason you reach 1,000 games.
Because of Mario.
He's funny though, man. Mark Bergman's
He was
great.
awesome. So the first 6 months was just great. Yeah, because I made when I decided to come back, Pat Brisson was my agent, and he called Mario, and Mario said, "Yeah, come in." So that was great. That was he was great with me, but you know that team in Pittsburgh his last couple of years was just terrible.
God awful.
Painful. Yeah.
Hey, when you see guys like McDavid and Crosby and
Yeah.
now Connor Bedard, like they're beyond household names before they ever even step foot in the National Hockey League. I mean, they're under a ton of pressure, man. They got to come in. People expect them to be instant, automatic superstars. And these guys, man, Bedard obviously is just getting going, but like Crosby, McDavid, man, they live up to the hype. Like it's amazing that they're able to do that because you know what it's like to have that pressure. Do you have more respect for those guys? The fact that they're able to like come in with the same type of pressure, maybe even more pressure, and then live up to it?
For sure. That's not easy. For sure. And you know, you name those 3 guys, but that's a span of 20 years.
Yeah, man.
17 other guys that are still good players, but you know, well, you should name McDavid, not McDavid, McKinnon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's super tough. You know, you got injuries, people don't realize. Maybe it's different now. Of course, I watch hockey, but not that much. But when you were 30 years ago, well, it's the same thing now. People, when you play junior, you play against kids 20, 18, 19, 20. When you arrive, you play against big guys that skates. And it's very impressive for a kid at 18, 19 to do what they do. It's super impressive.
Going against grown men at 31 years old to have 3 kids that are just like, they're
No.
they're built differently, man.
And plus another thing that people don't realize is that guy comes to an expansion team, or not expansion team, but a team that the last. Every shift he's going to play against Lidstrom or Chelios, all those guys.
Yeah, dude.
You know, the first line of D, the first defensive.
Yeah,
so
best players. Yeah.
Not easy. And scoring on the power play, McDavid ain't going to score by himself on the power play. So you need good players around you. Like he was, Drysdale came in, so he's got an envelope around him. So it's super important for him as well. He's going to score a lot of goals, but you need that support system on the power play. That's where you're going to make the most of your points early on. After that, you can compete with those guys. So it's very impressive.
So like all the attention you got, and a lot of it's positive, a lot of it's negative, this, that, and the other. But you look at a guy like Connor Bedard, who's pretty squeaky clean, and like the social media nowadays, which you didn't have to deal with. Look what he had to fucking deal with Corey Perry and his mom and all that, and it's just all a lie. And he's just sitting there, and he's like, everywhere he goes now, he's associated with that. Like, do you look at that like, man, thank God I didn't have to deal with that kind of social media fucking attention, because it's crazy.
Well, I don't know his personality. I don't know the way he is, but he seems like a pretty calm guy.
Yeah.
I was more out there. I went out.
Yeah.
Right now, going out, the social media would be terrible. Like
terrible.
You can't. So you need that personality that you're really okay in that leash and in that clubhouse. That's one thing. The second thing, though, he's got people around him now. I think the agent and the publicity people, they understand. And another thing, I think if he's gonna make a lot of money, of course. But now, if those kids wants to make real money, it's gonna be on social media. So you got to be super smart. But yeah, man, it's they always say the 90s is the best, decade.
Yeah.
Is that, many of that. And plus the phone, we understand social media, but you go to a club now, everybody's on the phone, everybody's texting somebody out there, like, makes no sense to me. And those apps now, you get Tinder, you get all those things. At the end of the day, in the 90s, you have to go out there and put your tricks out.
Yeah, baby. Looking good.
But so it changed a lot, but it's part of life as well. Like, you can't get stuck in this, in the past, and it is what it is. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's to be associated with things like you just said for him. And he's got to answer a question about this, which makes no sense to me. Yeah. And people will always, every year, you're going to have somebody's going to dig, and especially if he's got a slump. You don't want
no shit. No shit.
Well, the team just like let it linger. Like, like waiting for them to come out and be like, okay, this is not true. This didn't happen. Hey, you see, like today, a lot of these teams and players, right? They've got so many resources. They've got sports psychologists. They've got people they can talk to. All of that, man. Like, I mean, everybody always talks about mental health and all that type of stuff. Was there a moment that you recall? Was there a breaking point? Was there a low point for you where you just like by yourself, like behind the scenes, people don't know, where you were like, man, I can't deal with this anymore?
Yeah, it was junior February at my birthday in junior first year. I told my mom, I went, and that's where I went to, they sent me to see my agent. And my agent didn't want me to see a psychologist, because at the time, it's 30 years ago, like, seeing a psychologist, your draft numbers were just going down, it was over. Now it's different. People understand, and, so that's a great thing. So, yeah, I would say that was then that I really, that was my lowest point.
When you were playing, like, were you into working out? Like, were you staying after practice and working on your game? Like, were you doing? No,
I never did that.
Never.
No. And everybody's got regrets, right?
Yeah,
I do have regrets of my career for sure.
Yeah.
What's your regret? What do you regret?
My biggest regrets, I would say, Roger Nilsson, I didn't like.
Okay.
Because he didn't communicate well. Right, he was very an introvert type person, and he was not, never yells. That's fine, but he didn't communicate the way they communicate now. Like they go on the board, and he was a video guy, right? Never did video with me. Like he was a video. So anyway, I went to his office, and he said, Alex, and I remember because I started the year. I was playing with Brandon Moore. And I finished the year. Lindros got injured the year before. That was his. He got hit by Kasperitis when I don't know if you remember. That was the first big hit.
Yeah.
And he never saw him. Leclerc was in front of Kasperitis. And anyway,
along the wall, yeah.
Blue line.
Yeah, exactly. He always did, that big swing and get the pass across. And he just, he's a big dude, right? Man. So I end up. I went up a line and I played with Brandon Moore. I finished, I think it was 10 goals in 11 games, something like that with him. He was a super player, right? And I started the year with him, 2 out of 3, and I'm doing great. I go into his office, Roger, and he said, Alex, he said, doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great, very excited. He said, I'm going to make a defensive player out of you. I said, Roger, I said, I don't know what the fuck you're smoking, but it's not happening. Are you joking? He said, no. He said that you have the speed. I think I can teach you to be a defensive player. I said, listen, I scored 26 goals 2 years ago. I'm going for 35. Like, that's my time, and I'm playing with Brandon Moore. No, you're not going to play with Brandon Moore anymore. Oh, I said, okay. So I said, what are you going to do? Well, I don't know. If you don't want to be a defensive player, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. So I said, whatever, man. Do whatever you have to do. I was very cocky. I didn't understand the spec, And that was it. After I was playing 1 or 2 shifts a game, they shipped me to Tampa Bay. But in retrospect, with the skill sets I had, 1 year, just to give you, I think, remember Chris Gratton?
Yeah.
Right? He scored 30 goals in Tampa Bay. And I scored 26 in Ottawa, and he signed a big ticket with the Flyers. Great for him. But if you look at the real stats, he had 9 empty netters at 0. So which is fine, good for him. But if you play on a defensive role, you're going to have all those opportunities. You're going to have the PK, you're going to have the PP, and he's going to give you more because he's going to sacrifice more for the team in a sense. And it's easy for him to give you a little cookie because the sacrifice you make, and whenever you show a video, a defensive play. So those defensive players, I think it's the best role to have. If you have a little bit of scoring skill, fine. So if I would have listened to him and just listen to be a defensive player. I never learned it all my career. I think it will change the trajectory because you have to, you asked me earlier if I knew junior. Yeah, I knew where I was sitting with those guys. I knew in the NHL what was my chair and what's my limitation. I was a great skater, but great hockey sense. My hands were limited. So, you put all that together. Yeah, you can fit, but you have to fit on the right line and on the right setup. So that's my biggest regrets.
Yeah, I get that. Fuck, you could have been Bergeron, dude. You know what I mean? Just learn.
Yeah, but maybe not at that level, but, you got 32 teams. So you need one guy or two because there's only one guy's going to – one big line, the second and third, and now you need the fourth line to win the cup. But at the time, the fourth line was more tough guys.
Yeah.
Different era. But, you get a lot of ice time, good quality ice time. And I said earlier – when you want to be on the top line, you got to be willing to play against Lidstrom and Chelios. When you play on the third line, there's a lot of teams, the 5 and 6Ds are suspect, right?
Yeah.
Especially in those days, big guys try to hit, but when you have the speed, you create a lot of opportunity. I had my best year playing on the third line because of that.
Because the matchups, yeah.
Yeah, the matchup is key.
So I want to get back to like when you took your 2-year break and you went out to LA.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get to that point? Like, who'd you tell? Like, you went and told like your agent and said, "Hey, I'm going to quit hockey." Like, because you probably weren't planning on coming back in a couple of years, right? So when you took your break, did you rediscover a passion for the game? Were you skating? Were you training? Were you working out? And then, how did you get to the point? Like, describe when you discovered that you wanted to come back and play. Like, did you think somebody was going to give you a chance? How'd you get your game back to the level that's required to play in the NHL? Like. Well, help us understand that.
I finished in with the Rangers, and that was a very tough year, right? We didn't make the playoff, so my contract was over. I didn't have fun, so I told Pat. I said, "Listen, I'm not pursuing any other contract. I'm going to be in LA. I'm just going to relax this year." So I didn't plan. I was planning year to year at that point. It was not like I didn't have that big of a scheme of a plan in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I was not married. I was whatever. I was just living life. I'm a very easygoing type guy, so it was not for me. It was not a big decision because I didn't have fun, and I was in LA. So if I was in Montreal, it would have been a different thing because being there, being hammered, and being. So I went there. I would say the first 6 months I didn't do anything. I was traveling a lot. We had a great time. And after that, Pat called me, and he had that little hockey league that he's the CAA league over there. So I started playing, and the All-Star game came to LA, and a lot of my childhood friends were there. Thibault was there, Daze was there. I was like, "Fuck, man!" And now I start watching the game again more and more and more. And during that summer, I called Pat. I said, "No." So I spent another 6 months. And at Christmas, after that All-Star game, or February, I told Pat, I said, I think I'm ready to come back. I started training again with the guy, you probably know him, T.R. Goodman, in L.A. At that time, he was the guru of hockey. I don't know if he was the guru, but they call him the guru.
Yeah.
And I started training with him. And the first thing I did, Pat called Chris Chelios, and I started training with Chris. And Chris, probably he's a beast, right?
Hell
especially, it's always very early. And so I started training with him, and great relationship with Chris. And I think training with Chris, training with TR, Pat calling Mario, it was a pretty easy sell.
So what were you doing in LA? Were you hanging out with superstars? Were you traveling the world? Like, what were you doing? Were you surfing?
Not surfing. I was just hanging out.
Hanging out with models?
There's not a lot of models in LA. They're more in New York and Miami. I'm gonna give you that world map, buddy.
Wait, you're telling me there's not a lot of models in LA? You walk down the beach. She might not be on Instagram, but she's a model.
There's models in LA too.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
They're everywhere, baby. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, I travel. I would say the first year travel a lot. Yeah, I didn't spend too much time in LA. It was LA or traveling. A lot of Paris.
Paris.
Yeah, the language thing, and it was before the Euro conversion, so it was a little bit different than now. Because now it's a big melting pot, and it's a different flavor. So that was my go-to. A lot of Paris.
So what do you do? Are you by yourself when you go to Paris? Like, are you with buddies? Are you like, what do you do?
Are you going to museums?
Are you going to? Are you a history buff?
Are you at Louvre?
I did it a couple of times for different reasons, but anyway, I went with Marty a couple of times for sure. Marty Drake, that was great. But he was still playing. He was still, I think at that time was Adirondack. I think he was minors with Detroit. So I went by myself. Yeah.
Wow.
Cruise by yourself in Paris. Man.
Hey, listen, you got to tell us the story.
Well, that's another thing people don't realize. If you retired at 25 or 35, your buddies still work.
Yeah.
No shit. I know.
Or you want to play golf, they're mostly 50, 65, and 70s. After a couple of rounds, it's pretty much the same stories. So
I know, but hey, when you were 18 and working, though, your buddies who were 18, they're really not working, right?
They're with their mommy and daddy in their
basement. They're going to college or whatever,
That's right.
So it all comes full circle. Hey, all right, I got to know the story. You're on the plane and you make the joke about the bomb or whatever. Like, who'd you say it to? And did you know that the flight attendant heard you? And were you like, oh, fuck, I'm in some serious trouble here? Like, break this situation down on the flight, on the plane.
I think it was Trevor Timmons. Remember Trevor? He was Montreal for a long time. But at the time, he was in great guy, by the way. He was, I think, the travel. Anyway, he was in charge of. I just came in and said, hey. But for me, people got to realize 30 years ago, it was pretty loosey-goosey. Like
pre 9/11.
Yeah.
Pre 9/11.
Listen, I know.
Yeah. And Ottawa at the time was traveling commercial, right?
Oh God.
One of the only, I think it was that was one of the only team at the time. But anyway, I just made that joke to Trevor, and I just sit down. Start, snoozing, and I got a tap on the shoulder. Jeez, man, really? And she was very adamant, and I went out, talked to the people, the security people, missed the flight, took the other flight. That was pretty much what happened.
So, like, you were talking about his computer, like his laptop or something like that?
Yeah, it was on my seat. I said, hey, put that bomb away, man. So I sit down, and that was it. And but I was talking, it was not, I didn't talk it out loud. It was 30 years ago. I was 20 years old, I would say.
Yeah.
No clue it was even an issue. And like I was telling my buddies, it's not like they signed you to the NHL in 1993 and you know everything. Like you don't know anything. There's no blue book. It's not like Mario called me and said, hey, buddy, I just wrote that blue book for you. And make sure you read it and read it again. And now you're good to go. It doesn't work that way. You learn, and at that time, there's no support system. They throw you out there. So it was, made a lot of mistakes.
How does because we're so out of touch with that now. I mean, we've been on planes, obviously. Andy's traveled with the team and stuff like that. So you look at you realize the commercial flights, like, so were you guys all in one section and then there's other people in the back of the plane? I mean, you guys just spread out everywhere?
Spread out.
Yeah, all spread out.
It's so weird to think about. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
It's changed so much.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you, in 93 was the best thing because it was my first time around, the league, and you had to stay over because that commercial flight was in the morning.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Let's discover. That was awesome. Loved it.
But when that happened, though, are you looking at her like, that was a joke? Like, you don't have to take this seriously. Like, no, we're joking. And she's like, no. I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah. That was it.
Jesus,
No,
that's god
that was
awful.
rough.
Hey, how was Alexei Yashin? Like, were you guys competing with one another? Like, who's the better young player? Who's going to get more attention? Were you buddies? Were you friends? Like, did you hang out with him?
Is he
or no?
cool?
It's not cool at all.
Yeah.
Well, bring you back 30 years ago. It was one of the first legit Russian, because the first legit, when I say legit young guy that came in was Fedorov. And because the other guys were older, like Fetisov, Makarov, all those guys were like 35, 36. But Fedorov came in and Yashin came in. They don't speak a lick of English. So that took a while for Yash to just communicate with people. Zero. And all his family is there, so he's going to practice, doesn't talk to anybody, take a shower, go back home with his mom and dad and his brother. Like, no interaction with people. So that took a while for him to. And as far as competing, like, for attention, I had enough attention. I was
Get away from
get away, my buddy. But he didn't want any part of this. Like, he was not an attention seeker guy at all. Like, he very, very private dude. When you 4 or 5 years down the road and you knew him more, was very, very quiet.
Who knows what he was dealing with anyway, too, by the way. Who knows if he had to kick some fucking money back? Did you ever talk to him later on about that kind of stuff?
No. After I got traded, I never met him again.
Really?
That was it.
What about Big E playing with Eric Lindros? Like, did you have any communication with him? I know he's a different bird too. Like, did you talk to him at all?
Actually, I was sitting beside him in the dressing room, and coffee. I love coffee; is awesome as well. Well, for me, Eric was more. He's the guy people don't realize that works the hardest in practice. Like he's the guy that I would say loved hockey the most that I met. And I think it was a sad day when he got that first concussion. And the protocol was non-existent at the time. So it changed his life, and it changed what he could accomplish. And I really like him. I think he's misunderstood. He's a different type guy, yes, but he had the heart at the right place, and he really wanted to do good. And fuck, this guy. In practice, slashing people, like, he was into it. Like, he loves hockey and concussion. Now we know what happened, but yeah, no, all positive about him. I like him.
I like hearing that, man.
Hey, when you hear people call you a bust, does the word bust, like, does that bother you? Are you go through all the first overall picks? I mean, you had a better career than a lot of other guys who were drafted first overall, right? I mean, but there's other guys that have to deal with that too, I mean, the kid out of Edmonton, obviously, and Yakupov, like, there's other people who have to deal with that type of label, but that's always followed you around as well. You think that's unfair? Does that bother you when you hear that?
Well, unfair. It is what it is. Like, you're in a game that you're making more money than, 99% of people, 100%. And the reason is because the media put a lot of attention to the sport, and people are buying tickets. So they need to promote, and they need to promote positive and negative, and they need some content to be around. And, I'm an easy target because I'm an happy dude. And I was supposed to be that guy, the McDavid of Ottawa, and it didn't happen. So what? Oh, he's a bust. Okay. If it bothers me, going to be 50 in a couple of years, like, at one point, like, gotta let it go, man. Like, it's nothing I can do. That's going to be, when I'm 75, they're going to talk about it. So, for sure, it bothers you. It's never a label that you want your kids to look at and say, hey, why are you a bust? What does that mean? Oh, fuck. Now you go to the explanation thing and, expectation versus what you do. And it is what it is. And some people, not you guys, but if somebody comes to me and he said, you're a bust. Oh, yeah. How many games did you play, buddy? You start that conversation.
I got to say it to him all the time. Hey, what about, like, do you get invited back to anything with Ottawa or doing events for the NHL at all? Do you alumni stuff? And if you do fans treat you good? Do they recognize you still?
I did. I did one with Ottawa. We did the Winter Classic. They had so that was great. Yeah, no, the fans were awesome. Yeah, they were cheering me. I said, "Geez, really?"
Oh yeah.
And I did two for the Heart Foundation in Nova Scotia, so that was great. Yeah, and no, it's all positive. It's all come full circle. And the NHL, I did. It's going to be, I think, at the end of the month. It's a doc about those years and the way I lived it and mental health and being young, being 18 years old and being thrown out. It's big. It's a human piece, but no, the NHL is super positive because I think you can't have 20. You can't be 20-20 with McDavid every draft. It's not going to happen. So, but there's a lot of positive of doing sports, playing hockey, and just playing a sport in general is a good thing. Playing in the NHL, it's like 0.00%, and coming out on top and being healthy, and I think the NHL really wants to push that agenda, and I think it's a great thing. And yeah, they reached out for that reason. So those are the only 3 things I did. The rest, and don't call me, man. Don't call me.
We're calling you. We call you.
We're calling you. Hey,
yeah.
But tell us about this documentary, because it's one of the reasons why I reached out to you to begin with, man. I knew you were putting that together, so I felt like maybe this would be a good opportunity to promote that, man. I can't wait to see it.
Damn right.
I'm sure you've seen it in terms of how it's come out.
Yeah.
Do you like how it's come out? Like, what does it portray the story that you wanted to, bring to the people?
It definitely explained all the steps for my career, but it's, when you do a doc about your career and your life, it's a little bit awkward, like, because it's all about you and it's all about what you lived. It explains a lot. I'm happy with the cut. I didn't see the last cut, but I saw the previous one. For me, my dad passed away last year, so he's in the doc. So that was a great moment. We spent a lot of time the last year. They reached out to do it. I was surprised because they pitched to Amazon 2 docs. One is the Saku big trade, non-trade with Colorado, which
the
is
offer sheet or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And how it all fold in the back scenes. It's great. And they sent a list of players, and Amazon decided my story was the most compelling, and whatever, for X reason. So I was very flattered. I said, "Really, man?" I was at home. I said, "Really, you want to do something really like a 45 minutes all out?" I said, "Yeah." So, and for me, it brought a lot. It was a big circle of emotions because at one point I'm in at the NHL. You have like a studio, and they show highlights. They show interview. 18 years old, and you see yourself. So really, man, it's a lot of emotion comes out, and I just hope that whole thing, because I'm an healthy person, I'm happy, and I hope it features that. Like, I just hope it doesn't go too much into the negative part, because the negative was a small part of my life. In a negative, I'm saying negative, like the negative outburst from the media, because my life's been pretty happy for a long time. I had some mental battles I have to go through during my career, but as far as life goes, it's been great. So I just hope the message is very positive. That I don't know. Like, I didn't, you tell me.
Yeah. Oh, we will for sure, and I bet I hope it is, because anytime we talk to anybody about you, like, they was like, dude, he's the happiest guy ever. He laughs at every, and then I'm talking like, I can tell you have a smile on your. I love that, but people don't understand it unless they talk to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just get what the media says about you. But if you talk to you, you can tell like you're just a happy guy.
And I always been like that, and I always wake up in the morning very happy, and I work a lot in the sense that. I think when I retired at 25, made me realize a lot of things. You guys do this. Yeah, you get paid, but at the same time, you're very excited to wake up in the morning and do interviews and try to reach, people's mind and people's view of people. So for me, it's the same thing. You wake up in the morning, you need to set goals. You need, we're doing real estate deal. We're doing a new show. You need to get that going and working with people. That's the thing I missed the most when I retired is you have nobody around.
Yeah.
You remember, they give you a schedule first week, every week they give you a schedule, tack. You retire, you have nothing. You have to rebuild all this and make it because it's never going to be like a dressing room ever. And you don't know that till you retired, which is the saddest part because all the players will tell you is the most fun you have because playing is very stressful. You're not happy about your ice time. There's a lot of, negative, positive, and you don't win, you win, the media. And setting that schedule as a dressing room ain't going to happen. So what do? Well, you get involved with companies or people or that you can have those brainstorm meetings. You can be as close. But the people you're going to be working with, they didn't live hockey, they didn't breathe, they don't have the same commitment in life. So your expectations got to go a little, like, of your expectation, maybe you're too. So that was for me. That was the thing that was the toughest. And when I reached that, when I figured it out, it was awesome. So now, every day there's something to do.
What about the money aspect of putting this out? Like, do they just offer you? You have to sign a contract, or is it
you get paid for it?
Do you get paid for it? Like, what's going on?
What?
The money for the movie,
the documentary.
Oh, no, really? But it was not. No, it was more like a traveling expense type of deal. Money. It was not. No.
They reimburse you for your time. They're not giving you like a piece of whatever.
No,
okay.
not at all.
The downloads.
Yeah, I don't know how it works on Netflix.
No,
Amazon.
Amazon.
I'm not no negotiation, nothing. I have nothing to do with this. They arrived to me and they said, "Okay, that's going to be. We're going to give you a little bit here, and are you okay with this?" Yeah.
Well, next time you do this,
no shit.
You call me and let me negotiate your deal for you.
He will too.
Okay?
Trust me.
And we'll get you paid.
Yeah,
So
I should. I was not. And I'm in that business. I was like, I didn't think of that.
This will tie into other things too, man.
Well, you can because you can still live off your name, man. I mean, the reality is you're still Alexandre Daigle. People want to hear your story. They want to know about you. Like, there's nothing really negative about your career. Like, it's weird. Like, the only negative thing about your career is like that you went first overall. That's like, and that's like a positive, right? That's like an achievement. You're part of a unique club.
Yep.
You still played over 600 games in the NHL. You just didn't have the career maybe people wanted you to have or expected you to have.
Lockouts. That hurts.
No shit.
I know. I always hear that from players who like finish their career with like,
I know, $3 million.
Wow.
Well, think about it. 1 year was $1 million, and my $3.5 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's so $6.5 million you lost.
No, 3.5 because 1 year with Ottawa and 1 year with Minnesota.
So when the first lockout, because you were 19, you got to go back to junior and play.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Was that like a relief to be like, oh man, okay, just get me out of the locker room with the 30-year-olds and let me go back and chill with the 18 and 19-year-olds, and just be the man again for a few weeks?
No, because at that time you had to go back junior, so I played 3 months in junior on the bus and everything. So no, I was not that thrilled about that.
Okay.
It was commercial, but it was still flying.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
But because my first World Junior was in Sweden, so that's the hours and the intensity. People don't realize in Canada, we played at Saddle Domes and we played in Edmonton. It was packed. Mm-hmm. The thing was in Red Deer, so it was all around there. It was awesome, but our team was stacked, which. It should have been this year for Canada. You lose those kids at 18.
I know.
It's a huge difference. But, no, I was
you still wouldn't have beaten the Americans.
Yeah, I know. Like, calm down a little bit.
It's our time, Alexander. Come on now.
We're taking over.
You are. I got to admit. You do the right thing. Yeah.
Kind of. And then you realize, like, okay, all your best, like, 18-year-olds are playing in the NHL. Ours are in college. Yours are playing in the NHL.
Yeah, no doubt. So, when you retired, though, were you like, okay, you saved your money, had a little bit of money,
Yep.
Or were you like, I need to get into something now? Like I'm getting bored. I got a little bit of
No, it
coin.
took me
What
a
were you
year. It
doing?
took me about a year. I was doing. My friend's a contractor, so we did some small real estate construction deals, but that was for me. It was not. You know, I like to be active a lot, and when you do planning of construction or development, it takes time, right? So you give everybody's got to do their plans and the cities and everything. So for me, I need something with more action. So I went into on the production side. I was in charge of a studio, a movie studio in Montreal. So sound stages. So we did X-Men, we did all those big movies that come to Montreal. So I was in charge of that whole operation at that time, and I was there for about 6 years. And after that, I went into the production side, which is way more fun and way
But
more
what do you
money.
mean you're in charge though of X-Men? Like what do you
No,
in
not X-Men,
bringing
X-Men.
in?
No, okay, but like what though? Like what are you in
Okay,
charge?
well, when you're an X-Men, whatever big movie that comes to a city, they're gonna pick Atlanta, they're gonna pick Montreal, whatever city they pick, they need sound stages, and they come to us. So because they don't buy the sound stages, and they need cameras, they need lights, they need everything, so they come to us. So we do all the rentals that they need on that front. That's what we do. And the everyday taking care of people, the producers, and all that stuff. That's what we provide. We provided at that time. So that's what I did.
Okay, hey,
That's
listen,
cool.
the 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old Alexandre Daigle.
Yes.
Did you love the limelight? Did you love the attention? And I want to know, like, some of the bigger celebrities you were hanging out with. Like, who were? Who,
Tell you that.
come on now. Who were some of the, like, because of who you were playing in the NHL, man? You got a lot of perks and benefits because of it. Looking back on it, I mean, part of you had to love your life at the same time, right? Back then, okay.
I love every moment of it. It's the best. No, I was super lucky. Like we said, no Facebook, no Tinder, no everything, right?
Yeah.
So you start from there. You had the flip phone at one point that came in, the small one.
Yeah.
But we did have access, but I was still in Ottawa, and going to LA, I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Like, so you had to, work it out there. But no, it was just an awesome time. I would say 18, 19, 20 were okay. It was fun because I was coming back to Montreal and going back to Paris. But when I turned 21, because in the States, you can't have a drink, you can't go to the bars, you can't do anything till 21. So 21 was my year of discovering LA.
So, hey,
Discovering LA. Is that what you call your documentary?
It's Discovering LA, baby.
Alexandre Daigle discovers LA.
I want to discover LA with him.
It sounds like an documentary or something.
Hey, were people coming up to you like, hey, give me $1 million and I'm gonna I'm gonna invest in this. We got this company. Hey, just give me this. Like people trying to rip you off.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah,
all the time.
All the time. Well, to this day, I think everybody. Yeah, it's always a discussion. People comes to you. I'm sure you do have the same thing. It's part of, you have a little bit of money, and everybody's got great project, and some people have great ideas, and the right thing. It's got to be the right thing for you. That's the other thing. But it's not all negative. Like I don't want to put it in a way that there's great entrepreneurs, and you got to be an entrepreneur to be very wealthy in America, and that's the name of the game. But those people need some help, so you just got to find the right one.
Are you all set financially, like money-wise? You're good.
I think so. So. Depends what lifestyle you want, but
yeah, no shit. I want that Paris lifestyle.
Yeah, right.
With 3 kids, I don't have the Paris life. That's for sure.
Hey, so you have 2 daughters and 1 son. Is your son like? Is he trying to pursue hockey? Like, are you encouraging him to do that? Or are you
I encourage you. Oh, yeah. No, I would love that. Just for the value alone that that hockey brings, and sport in general, it's just awesome. Accountability. You got to be on time. You got to be, there's 20 guys. You got to work together. If not, somebody will call you out. There's a lot of things that come into play that helps you in life. So for sure, I would like, but you can't, I can't play for him. Like I can't, I can't go to practice for him.
Yeah.
I'm coaching, but doesn't listen to me. So those are my challenges. But he loves it. He continue. He's pursuing it. Is he going to be first overall? No. Is he going to make a career? I don't know. Is he going to play college? Probably.
Well, dude, you go to college.
How
man.
old is he now?
He's 11.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You got time.
Oh,
Are you into anything else? Like, I know you the movie stuff and whatnot, but are you into like history? Are you into politics? Do you have a boat? Like, are you into anything? Are you just the kids
No,
and what you're doing and that's it?
All kids. Daughters dancing. The other one is playing volleyball, hockey. So, when you have kids, every day there's something. I got my list. My wife is doing my list after 6. That's what I do. That's
Where'd you meet your wife? You were still playing at the time?
Yeah, it was another lockout.
Okay.
So I don't know what you want to call that. It's so the lockout in 204. That's how we met.
Hey, before we let you go, all right. So tell the viewers and the listeners when is this documentary coming out? They're gonna find it on Amazon, right? What's it called?
It's called The Chosen One.
Alexander the Great, baby.
The chosen one.
The chosen. Isn't that what they call LeBron or something?
It's gonna be.
No, he's the chosen one.
You're the chosen, not LeBron. You are.
Okay.
I didn't pick the name, but anyway, it's gonna be associated with me. It's January 26th. It's on Amazon Plus, Prime, and it's on ESPN Plus.
Oh,
wow.
Nice,
so January 26th, man, that's coming up around the corner. I'm glad we did this now.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So we'll pump that up. And I'm gonna reach back out to you, man, after we see it. I'll give you my review.
It's a pleasure.
Dude, you've been great, man.
Yeah.
The rumors are right about your happiness. You know what I mean? I can tell you laugh. I like hanging out with people like you because you laugh at everything. It makes me feel a lot funnier than what I am.
I'm pretty funny with a couple of cocktails.
Well, let's do something.
Hey,
no shit. I get you, man.
You're not around hockey at all? I mean, like, you're with your kids? You don't go down to the Habs games? You don't
Actually, I was there twice in the last month with my daughters. They never went to a game, so I brought them to a game each. We had...
People recognize you, like, when you're walking around? You don't have that flow that you had back when you were 18, 19.
Or that Jofa. Put that Jofa helmet back on.
Or those, like...
oh, man, that was another thing when I was younger. You sign deals with the hockey companies, and I arrive in that Jofa, the worst fucking helmet, and it's like a target on you, right? You're the only one with Mario who's got the Jofa. And I'm 17. My agent sent me to. We did a deal with Score, the card. Yeah. It's $100,000. It's fucking right, $100,000. I'm taking $100,000. So I'm going there. They make me dress in different outfits. I'm by myself in the studio. They send this out. I'm dressed in nurse uniform,
like a nurse. Yeah.
But I'm 17 years old, and I'm happy you didn't talk about it, but all my life they've been talking about that picture I took at 17.
I know. What is that?
Crazy.
I was going to ask you about that. Well, what's the story behind that?
It's
the nurse's outfit.
I told you.
Okay.
They give me $100,000. My agent said it's $100,000. Go take some pictures. They're gonna make. The thing is, it was where am I gonna play, and different outfit of different type of work. And one of them was a nurse, and no posting by the agent, nothing. So that's what I mean. Now they do have a wrap up around them, which is great.
Yeah.
But at the time, I'm like, fuck. Love the $100,000, but I'm telling you, I would have given
nurses out
more times over without people talk to me about. So you frame that. You get the nurse, you get the Jofa helmet, you get it's all, and you didn't play one game. That's a bad setup, man.
Hey, but you had
God.
But you got over $12 million, man. It was all worth it. Just before you ever played a game.
You did.
You signed your contract. Yeah. So all the best, man.
You're the man, dude. You're the man.
I'd
love for you to come out to St. Louis and play an alumni. Do you skate at all? Are you skating?
Yeah, well, yeah. I used to skate twice a week. I just got injured 2 months ago, so I got my shoulder ran to the board.
Oh, no.
For no reason, nobody around me. I couldn't blame anybody. I said, what the fuck?
Well,
so I was like, I'm coming back. Yeah.
Cam's very dirty. He will. He is.
Well, actually, the tough guys, they're never dirty when they finish. No,
Oh, man. I'm a skilled motherfucker now.
That's right.
I toe dragged.
He gave me a concussion. I didn't even know if I was going to make it into the studio today.
Well, he's fragile.
Because
See, he's a little guy. He's fragile, so I barely touched him. That kind of blew up a little bit in St. Louis, but it's all good. Hey, you're the man, dude. I appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Good luck to you, and we'll keep in touch, man.
Yep.
I'll follow you on Instagram back, by the way.
You won't see much, my friend.
I'm creeping you out.
Start posting.
I'm post some stuff.
Post
man.
that nurse picture.
Post some shit. It'd be hilarious.
That would be pretty funny.
Hey, bring that back.
All the bad stuff I did, I put
Do
it
it.
up.
Do it,
People
dude.
will love it, and they'll love you. I swear to God, they'll love you.
I know.
For it.
Come on.
That's a good point.
We'll back you.
Or I'll post it. One or the other.
All right, buddy.
All right,
All right,
good luck
Alex.
with your
Love you,
show.
buddy. We'll see you, man. Be cool.
See you, man. The Camera Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. Behlmann. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Alexandre Daigle, man.
I like him a lot. I do.
Cam calls him Daigle.
I like him because I know that he would laugh at all my jokes. There's certain guys that laugh at everything, and he's one of them, and I like that.
Yeah.
Kovalchuk was another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kobe laughed at your jokes?
Everything.
Really?
Made me feel good.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be around you because he laughed all the time. So I'm like, fuck yeah. It was a good thing. I
He's-
feel like Daigle would be the same way.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. And it was a great conversation. And, for him to take
so cool.
like a full year or two off and then come back and
He's a wheel.
be
though.
able to play in the NHL.
I could tell he's a wheel. I could just tell.
Montreal.
He's like, I'm hanging in L.A. I'm going to France by myself. I'm like,
Oh, my God.
I
to
know what you're
Paris,
doing.
yeah.
He could speak the language. Handsome.
Ah,
Dude, he's 50
didn't
years old.
think about
He looked
that.
like he's 32.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wheel. And he's probably like, God, he got so much attention off the bat where he's just like, that's pre-social media. Could you imagine how popular he would have been with all that bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
What a crazy life. Crazy life.
It is.
But he never got too dark, like, right?
No, I
It's
don't
like he
think
just didn't
so.
live up to it. But he didn't like
You never know
put
what
himself
went
in all.
on.
Yeah, but we talk. I go. He goes, I
He
never
was
did drugs.
He was partying though.
He goes, I never did drugs.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I always ask that.
Mm-hmm.
I go, you never got caught up in any of that stuff. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's good. That means he's not spending all that money. Would you stop?
I'm freezing, dude.
Dude, the shit kickers are laughing at you. The shit kickers are laughing at you. They are literally listening to us in their 18-wheeler driving in Saskatoon. They're listening to us on the horseback fucking fixing the goddamn fence that's 3,000 miles around in the cold in Saskatchewan. And you're doing that bullshit. You're doing that? Stop. They're going to think
Are
we're
my
pussies,
lips blue?
dude.
It's
They're gonna
minus. It's
Dude,
like minus
it's not.
10 out.
Maddie, it is cold in here a little bit. It's all good. But like the shit kickers are listening.
Maddie's like, oh yeah.
Like, would you go outside right now and skate with Ty? Because in St. Louis, this is the only time you're going to be able to do it. You have one more day, you could probably do it.
Do you know that Laurie?
Are you gonna do
She
it?
won't let us skate on a pond.
What?
She won't let us skate on a pond.
It's a good way to. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Actually, she's probably right because we're in St. Louis.
I
Now-
saw an 8-year-old girl get rescued the other
But
day.
with a cop, I saw it too. You're goddamn right. I don't blame Lori.
That's a shit-
No, I was
that's
going
a
to chirp.
shit kicker.
No. I was going to chirp. No, I don't blame her. I do not blame her.
Okay.
It's too much, dude. I fell through. They had to get a goddamn tractor
Who
to get me
fell
out.
through?
I fell through way out where I used to live.
You did?
And it
they
was
had to get a tractor?
all the way up to here in mud.
Why? Oh, in mud, but it wasn't cold.
Oh, it was freezing. I went all the way down like, "Boom," and they couldn't get me out, so they had a
Were
tractor.
you skating?
Yeah.
You had skates on?
Skates on. So they had to get a tractor, wrap a rope around me like this.
Who did?
The neighborhood.
You never told me the story before. You've told every
There's a
other
lot
story.
of- no.
Cam's told every story 5 times. Yet
No,
he
you're the
never
one that
shares
tells
this story.
stories that don't mean anything. My stories are crazy. They're all crazy. You know, the crazy life I lived that you admit to?
Well, I'm glad you survived. Who rescued you?
The neighbor. My dad had the brights on. with the
What was the
trucks.
temperature?
Oh, freezing cold. Freezing. Way like it
Like,
is now.
were you supposed to be on the pond skating?
Yeah, it was. We dug through with a drill, and it was fine. But one little area where the sun creeped
Yeah,
down.
there's always one
the
area.
one
man.
area at the very middle
Mhm.
where the sun trickled down, the sunlight through the through the trees.
Yeah.
It hit one area
Mhm.
that we didn't dig into, and I went over and went all the way down, and they couldn't get me out. And so I had to get a rope and had a tractor, and they got me out. It was mud, frozen mud, all the way up to my fucking sternum.
Yeah.
So you're right with Lori. Like, I was going to chirp a little bit with that, but no, you don't need to go skate outdoors
Okay,
unless
well, I'm
you
glad
know. Unless you know, Andy, because if you're out there with your kids and I'm not around,
Yeah.
like no one's going in there and saving them.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm there, maybe we could do it. But you ain't going. You're going to be like this. I can't get this jacket. I got to do blue stuff tonight. Ties in the water.
Yeah.
And Andy's going to be like, my jacket's too expensive. I got it at
I gotta
Creve Coeur Racket
I
Club."
gotta give Bucci a shout out because I know he slammed his stick on top of the glass and all that.
I like him, dude.
He's just. Do you know he came in and spent like 20 minutes with Ty?
Mhm. I like that. That's all I need, baby. You come in and say hey to my kid. Are you kidding
And
me?
then, no, but he like full on conversation.
That's what good guys do.
He was telling him, "I want you to play the off wing."
Yeah.
He's like, "You play the off. You got to learn how to play both sides."
Learn how to pick it up on your backhand.
He's like, Ty was positioned. Ty's like right wing. He's like, "I want you to play left wing."
Play left wing. Figure it out.
And how hard you have to work away from the puck. How hard you work in practice.
Getting the puck off the wall on your right side with the right stick,
Yeah.
with the right hand stick,
Yeah.
is a lot more difficult than putting your backhand on
Yeah.
it, rimming up. You got to turn your hips. You got to do this. You got to do
He's
that.
one of the best people to come into this organization
Bauchi?
in a
Goddamn right.
long time.
I
boy.
like him. He might. He's a leader of that team.
Oh, he is a
I
leader.
like Robert Thomas is playing good hockey too, man.
He is.
He's playing good hockey, dude. Colton Parayko playing good hockey. Jordan Bennington playing good hockey.
Bennington's playing unbelievable.
Bennington's playing god dang good hockey. Little Ben Dog, baby. What's up? We need to get his ass in here
I
too.
know.
That's unacceptable.
He went back.
because other people are
He
starting to
went
talk about
back
it.
down the Justin Bieber trail.
What?
He brought up Bieber again that they were going to have like a shootout competition. Oh, we got to talk to him. We'll talk to
How about you
Bennington
get him
about
on?
it.
Get him on. But the All Star game's coming up, and Bieber did all.
I've talked to
jerseys.
Bennington about that several
How
times.
about we just get
man. He's
Bieber
gonna
on?
come on. I'd love to have Bieber on.
God, yeah, dude. Be
My
awesome.
peaches down in Georgia.
I'll get Bieber on. Would love to have him on.
I used to think I was going to be like a child, like a singer, rock star.
I did too. My dreams are crazy,
Me too.
but they worked out. You know,
You ever dream so hard that like you think it happened?
Yeah.
Comes true.
big time.
Yeah.
But
Do
my
you believe
dreams
in
are,
like manifestation?
there's always something in your body that's telling you something. But I get a lot of weird ones, so I'm like, it scares me, so I don't want to believe it.
Can you manifest things to happen?
When I was young,
yes or no?
I had the best dreams ever.
Me too.
I had positive. I'd wake up even on like a Monday morning going to school, like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm going to talk to this girl. I'm going to do this. Like, I felt good, like it's just like explosive high that I got organic. But once you get older and you partied and you've gone through weird things, now my dreams, sometimes they're good. A lot of times they're weird.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm like catching up, like, fuck, I got to work on something. Meaning I look weird in a locker room where I got to go fight a guy on the ice and I'm like, I'm not in shape. That means get your fucking ass in shape,
Yeah.
Cam Dream. And the other ones where it's like maybe I had a good day or I got a lot of attention somewhere. Then it'll be a happy dream if
Yeah.
people like you or whatever. But then I'll have some demon ones too. So I hope it doesn't all coexist into something.
Okay.
But it does.
A lot of people talking about like the goalie situation, how we could have a lot of goalie movement come the trade deadline, Cam. And just I've been meaning to say this like the last couple of shows, and we just haven't gotten into it. But L.A., Edmonton, New Jersey, Colorado. I think Tampa Bay is looking
Carolina.
for a Carolina. Tampa Bay looking for maybe a number 2.
Yeah. Dude, settle down.
You know, we'll see what happens with Markstrom. I think Markstrom in Calgary, he will waive his no trade protection for the right team. I think that's kind of a given, although he makes $6 million for a couple of years. So Calgary's going to have to eat some of that. I don't know who's got $6 million in cap space for a goaltender right now, but all these teams, hey, be wary about adding a goaltender. It doesn't really work all the time at the deadline. It just doesn't.
Well, there's a reason why they're getting rid of him.
Well, also, it's just a lot of adjustment and a lot of pressure on a goaltender to come into the deadline.
Yeah.
To be the guy and whatever. It's just mentally, I think it's difficult to come in at that stage of a season for a team that thinks they're good enough to win, but just missing that goaltender, thinking that he's going to be the guy to get him over the top. I think it's a lot of pressure.
I always feel like when goaltenders are hurt for a bit, 2 superstar goaltenders, and then they finally come back, they usually don't play well for the first couple games.
Yeah.
It's like a lot harder
John
for a goalie.
Gibson, Carter Hart. Hey, listen, I know Ziegler.
Elvis.
I know Elvis Merzlikis for sure. Hey, you know, I know people are talking about, Zegras, who just got hurt, by the way, had ankle surgery.
Yeah,
Get healthy soon, out 6 to 8. That kind of sucks for Zegras. He's had some bad luck this year.
Well, there's trade rumors about him too. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
but
that's all about.
people are now saying, well, maybe he wouldn't be Pat Verbeek's guy. We said that a long time ago after we had Pat Verbeek on. Remember?
Yeah.
Zegras and Verbeek are probably not cut from the same cloth. Okay.
Of course not. Not too many guys in Pat Verbeek are.
We said months ago that I just don't see Pat Verbeek committing long-term dollars to Trevor Zegras. If he's ever going to get that long-term deal, and we said it when he was having his contract issues and took a little while to get him signed, that if he's going to get a long-term contract, he may have to go elsewhere outside the organization to get that eventually. Okay. But, Verbeek, in terms of how he is, he was probably struggling with the fact that the NHL just pumping up Zegras like no other, and how many jerseys were in the crowd, how popular he was. The owner's probably like, I need Zegras because he sells tickets and he puts people in the seats and he's making me money. Yet the GM's like, I don't know if I can win with this guy. Then the league's like, well, all the kids love him, so we're bringing him to the All-Star game. And he's going to be part of the skills competition. We're going to have him do videos because he's a great personality. It's interesting.
He's going to do the Michigan.
He's going to play for a long time.
He's going to do the Michigan, but they should call it the leg.
The leg? Oh, yeah.
Why are you calling it the Michigan?
Because he was playing for Michigan. I like that name better.
No, I don't care what you like.
Yeah.
Well, that guy created
timeout. We had Turco on talking about this.
That guy created that move, not Michigan.
Was he the first one to ever do it?
First one that we know.
Yeah.
So that should be, I think his name's Ryan Leg. It could be wrong on that.
I don't think it's Ryan.
It's not Ryan. Leg. Is it Leg?
It's Leg.
Leg.
I think 2 G's.
Yeah, 2 L-E-G-G.
Yeah.
So
we're going to call it the Leg.
That should be his fucking move,
the Leg.
Not the Michigan. Michigan's like, oh,
no, it's the
right?
Leg.
It's like if Bedard did it, you can call it the Black Hawk.
Yeah.
No, it's the Bedard.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Listen,
we appreciate Cam for coming in early today. And working around my schedule
as usual.
We'll see what time I have to have you come in next.
I can't.
I'll get
do
my
too many more of these.
No, I'll get my schedule.
I can't screw other people.
I'll get my schedule.
I actually get.
You said it was great for you, and the way you reacted yesterday. Apologize again.
Sorry, Ivy. A little precious Ivy, and I'm not worried about him. But little Ivy, I'm sorry, curly girl. You're a little cutie. And you know what? You have to go on all these trips with Andy. All she wants to do is probably just chill with her friends, but she's going on trips left and right because Andy's got to be everywhere.
Ty may punch you in the balls again next time.
If he does that, I'm going to smack him around. That's a no-no.
First Form and firstform.com. Use our link, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. We are doing the New Year's Challenge, and I am beating Cam. Get that energy drink, baby.
God, yeah. Those things
that American flag on
They'll get you going. They'll get you going.
Dreaming freedom, baby.
Hell yeah.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Bars, nutrients, gut health, heart, everything, man. They got everything you need there.
Yeah, they're the real deal. /Cam and Strick, of course. Check out all that. Check out their apparel.
They're the real deal. /Cam and Strick. No. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
We always do /Cam and Strick on that bad boy.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of stuff. Like this thing looks badass on me too.
Yeah. Illinois Recovery Center, babe.
Oh, they're again the real deal. Chrissy Pondoff, Eric Conley. People from all over the place.
IRC.
IRC, they're reaching out to me. I'm gonna head over there and check it out.
If you're in the know, you say IRC.
If you're in the know, you say IRC because Andy knows. But reach out to me, man. I'll tell you how to get in contact with those guys.
Yes.
And of course, Illinois Recovery Center. It's easy to do, and you got to get going. You got to get going now.
We're going.
They're
to
waiting
dinner.
for you.
We're going
Warm,
to dinner.
Big, nice beds. But you got work to do. It's not a fucking country club. You go there and you get your work done. And when you leave there, you're a whole new man or woman. You have a soul again. You have emotion again, not fake emotion because all the drugs and alcohol that just fucking wipe it all away. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Then you reconnect with First Form too because you're going to want to work out and get your life back together because you're a new person.
Good point.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
Good point, Cam. 800-743-0971. And reach out to us if you want to get in touch with Chrissy or Eric. We can certainly help you do that. SparksHockey.com, Cam. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday or Cyber Monday, and it's not going to ruin your weekend.
No, it simplifies everything.
I went to the hockey shop. I put the picture up on my Instagram a few weeks ago at how long the wait was. You got to drop your skates off and then come back.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that when you have your own Sparks.
No, you press a button. Press a button, and then if you want to take it with you on a road trip,
Yeah.
because the kids are like stepping on concrete everywhere in some of these dinky ass rinks.
Exactly.
So you just have it there.
No,
So they'd be like, "Hey, is Seth working?"
There's always one guy on the team who can bring the sparks with them. SparksHockey.com. Get one. It's the best investment you will ever make if you have a son or daughter playing hockey or if you play men's league. It pays itself back every single day. You know
It does.
that?
No, it does. It's worth the investment.
Yes, it is. SparksHockey.com, baby. SparksHockey.com. At Bellman, you get what?
Swinging dicks.
All right, Bellman Automotive, man. They got the Buick GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. How's that Jeep driving in the cold weather?
It's easy peasy and it warms up in 2 seconds. Like if shit goes down, like I know I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, I know.
Like that thing gets got 4-wheel drive. Like like I'll get out of shit.
Yeah.
You know, I sit up high. Like I'll be okay.
If I sleep in the woods for 24 hours, can I bring my car with me?
No. You're in the woods. Your car can't get there anyway. But it's the black ice that's scary right now.
We talked to Andy Murray about that.
Yeah, he got a nasty accident because when you're going down, especially on overpasses or bridges, and you're 60, I'm doing, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a turn, you see that black ice, dude. I don't care what kind of car you have. I don't care what kind of car you have, dude. You're fucked.
Right.
You gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. Even if it's not snowing or anything like that, there's black ice everywhere right now in St. Louis.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on everything.
Facebook.
And
TikTok.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
Like
baby.
and subscribe.
And follow Half Coast Studios, too.
And Half Coast Studios.
And tell
baby.
Alex to get some damn heat up in this place.
Bam, bam.
Let's go.
Bam. Hell yeah.
Although it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. We'll blame on Maddie. Come on, Maddie.
We'll blame it on Maddie.
We
making
love you,
us
Maddie.
freeze in here.
We love you, buddy. We love everybody. So, Alexandre Daigle coming your way. Pussy. Fucking chirp
All my
him.
shit kickers out in Saskatchewan.
Chirp him.
You know how I'm feeling, man. Sometimes you just got to get through it. Subscribe to our YouTube, though, man.
YouTube,
And thanks
baby.
for all the support.
YouTube.
Enjoy Alexandre Daigle, baby.
See you guys.